way of life.
That is pretty much don't get hit moment. Oh my god, you got hit!
Oh my god!
Like he's about to get burned out.
It was so clean.
And there it is, the nice reaction to DI. Dude,
Doesn't want any of it. Trying to try and push again. Caught him jumping back. Overhead, still going.
yeah, he can indeed just chip, but
Oh, no way!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
All right, are we? I assume we're good. Are we good, Ritas?
Yeah, we are good.
Reed's lost all sound. But I guess we're here.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry, we are good. My mic was muted.
I was like, okay, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Warrior 2025 Season 4 UK and Ireland. It looks like we've got a jam-packed combative list here today with some of the names I'm seeing. But hey, listen, this is one of the most densest and craziest competitive regions in the World Warrior or the international circuit for Street Fighter. And I have the pleasure of calling the action for one of five World Warriors that will be happening. Alongside me, he's been putting in the graft. I've seen you in Germany. I've seen you flying around. Ruzu, talk to me. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling quite good. I'm looking forward to seeing our region in particular. We obviously know the region very well. We're very familiar. And I'm looking forward to seeing some excellent talent pop out. We are the super region for Europe. And I can't wait to see why we are. Because with all the talent we have, they're going to prove it, right?
No, of course. That is actually very good information that you have mentioned there with us being a super region, because I believe we were a super region last year as well, for very good reason. You see some of these names. Look, I even see Infectious in the bracket as well. If that doesn't tell you what we've got here, then I don't know what will. Also, just to bear in mind as well, I'm pretty sure most people do know this, but Hurricane is not going to be in our World Warrior because he has actually moved back to his home country in Cameroon. So if you ask where's Hurricane, I mean, you can ask, but if you wonder where he is, he's actually not going to be in our World Warriors like at all, as far as I'm aware. So I think that's a little bit easier on the players, but they got to deal with other characters this season. And thank you very much, Ritas, for actually popping this up on the screen right now. World Warrior details a pathway to Capcom Cup number 12. There have been actually more details slowly coming out each and every month, I believe, with Capcom Cup 12, but you can find more stuff here. Exclamation mark bracket in the chat if you want to find out what the brackets are looking like right now. But we do need to determine a winner today, don't we, Ruzu?
Absolutely. And they're going to be getting a nice Matrino chunk. But you know what? In the overall prize pool right there, you know, of course, in the regional finals, you're going to find yourself, if you find yourself at first place, $2,000. Not too shabby. And then you also qualify for the Capcom Cup as well. Second place, 1,500. Third, 1,000. Fourth, so forth. You know, nice chunk. Of course, super region means you auto qualify if you get the highest 3 points overall, or 3 sets of points overall with third placings. And top 8 after that will qualify for that regional final as well. And then the winner of that regional final will also qualify for CPT.
Yeah,
So
it's super key. And I think it's a thing as well that you must... well, it's kind of highly implied that you enter as many of these regional events as you possibly can, because if you miss one and one of your close competitors actually is able to overtake you in terms of going for the top spot, of course, that's going to be detrimental for your mathematical run in the long run there. So definitely try to enter as many of these as you can, and hopefully they don't clash with other events as well, because again, this season's actually looking a bit crazy with the format as well. So
Yeah, it's looking a bit insane. And I love the fact that, you know, okay, sometimes there's a top 3, but so sometimes you might not be able to make one, as you say, right? So, okay, you can miss one, but it dwindles your chances a little, but you're still in with a chance because of the top 3 placements. Of course, Lex was the last auto qualifier, and then Broski won the regional final. So those two were the ones to watch out for. Of course, this time round, they were the ones that qualified. But there's plenty of people to watch out for, of course. You know, and some people have been up and coming as well.
yeah, there's been quite a few, and obviously you have to remember, I think like this is a speaking point or talking point that doesn't really get brought up, but I guess it's kind of like common sense. It's like as the years go by, the average level or the average knowledge of the game should go up. So people get a little bit more.
I think so. I should think so anyway.
People get a little bit more persistent in certain areas. Meta slightly changes. People understand certain things that they didn't understand in year one. So there might be a couple of upsets that you might not expect, whether it be today, next time, or so on and so forth. But right, up first, we are gonna have Arismania against, I believe that's Rusty, is that right?
Rusty FTC, I think it is. Yeah, Skibbity-Chun, as Arismania that's going to be known as. Watch out for him in ranked. Be taking your points. That is him. Skibbity-Chun, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not qualified. I don't have enough MR to probably bump into that. Oh, that's
Oh no. But Aris is a wild one to watch out for. He's coming in from Scotland, of course. Fantastic guy. If you ever meet him, really heart of gold, really friendly. But watch out for when he's playing Chun-Li, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I've been a huge fan of his Chun-Li ever since I watched it back in 2023. And obviously Chun-Li actually got some relatively decent changes, depending on who you ask, right? Crouching heavy kick has changed, the active frames on her overhead have changed, but she's got some very good changes to lightning legs across the board, I believe. So, and the fact of the matter is, because she didn't substantially change in a lot of areas, I think she's definitely an overlooked threat that people aren't really talking about. Maybe this season they will, but we'll probably see her a little bit more.
Absolutely. I think as the season progresses still, I think there wasn't that many changes as people expected, but we still got to give it some time, right? Oh, yeah, the reset. No level 3 from that. Would like to see that, especially with Akuma's help, might be potential for a really good position.
Well, he went straight into spinning bird kick, right? So you can't do spinning bird kick into level 3. But I think it's better to preserve the meter here. He's about to come out. Burnout, but just in time did Rusty get the stun, and he should be able to do EX Adamant Flame. He might have to spend level 1 yet.
There you go. Yep, absolutely. Equalizing it. I like that. This is not, sometimes we panic in spending as well. So you've got to keep an eye on your super bar. Sometimes we get big greedy in EU, jammers. You know that, right?
Oh, of course. Don't worry, we'll see that. Nice jump, but it was just a light punch instead. No DP from Rusty. And another overhead into EX spinning bird kick. And he is going to go into the Super Art 3. They did change something about that as well. So I think it's more consistent in combos.
Right.
Not sure if it's just links or chains, but it did work out here. And the reset. And he will close out that game 1 here, Arismania.
Skibbing his way through his first game. Got first to 2, of course, until we get to that top 8. Then it becomes first to 3. So, of course, that debate.
Wow.
Right, ultimately, the format is just like how it is.
Yeah, I mean, good hard read on the Hazanshu on the X Fireball, by the way. If you have a read up in certain scenarios on a Fireball, go for it. See what happens. Nice bait.
He loves a good Hazanshu, mind you. He'll fire good. He'll come out of nowhere.
All right, he's figured it out. No, he's figured it out. Okay, because he knows that he hasn't blocked any of the Serenity stance into the heavy punch overhead.
Yeah,
I'd keep doing it until Rusty.
Of course.
She starts mashing or blocks high, of course. That's the safer thing to do. Just keep doing it.
Definitely, I think I definitely concur with that, Jammers, because I think you should never give up something that's consistently working. Keep going for it.
Oh, he's burnt out, and Arismania is actually almost burnt out here as well, Bruzy.
Yeah, one more touch. That's all it takes right now. Applying some good pressure. Hazanshu. Nice link there.
Nice check. Lovely check on the Demon Flip. And he was actually confident to actually catch it before he actually get the hit to connect. That was really good stuff. And the reset. It's just been reset galore with this man. And he will close it out there. Solid 2-0. He will go into the Super Art 3 so we can watch the entire Dynamatic. And Arismania will move on in the bracket.
Absolutely. Starting off well. 2-0 against Rusty. Rusty gonna have to make the run, but Arismania is a contender definitely from Scotland, and someone that can definitely make that top 8, but also cause upsets as well.
But then again, I've heard a couple of the top players. They've said like, you know what, Chun-Li feels a bit difficult this version. And remember,
okay,
there is a couple of arguments where is the game more volatile because of the perfect parry changes or less volatile? You see less perfect parry changes, but that means some buttons and some characters generic pressure has gone a little bit more like dangerous, because you're like, I know it's a mid, but I don't think it's a good idea to try and perfect parry here, because it's like you got to worry about the high or low. Most people on your wake up, they're walking backwards now just to assess what you're going to do.
Absolutely.
And Chun-Li's actually very good at allowing you to get up and see what happens, and then she just rocks from there. So
yeah, for sure. Don't forget to check out Europe West tomorrow. It's going to be at 5 p.m. CEST, 4 p.m. British Standard Time, and it's we got a jam-packed week full of World Warriors, and I can't wait to see some of the action that's going to be happening as well. in Europe West. I think following that we'll be getting Germany as well. And Halibar recently taken Hessen Crash as well. So, you know, definitely got some data on some of these guys. Probably got some data on each other. Things to watch out for. Bit of an insight as to how things might happen. Because, of course, Jammers, that it was Halibar that qualified last time for the Germany region.
Did he win Hessen Crash with Ryu? Did he fall to
Yes,
the
he
dark
did.
side?
He only played for a week, by the way. He'd only been practicing for a week. So this guy could pick up characters in a moment's notice. I remember I said, can you pick up Kim and show me some stuff with Kim? I don't think he did anything special. He just carried her to 2k MR in 2 days.
That's a mindset. And because he, like, I know he was doing a stream or several streams carrying characters to 2k MR, but I think it's just his overall game sense and situational awareness and his fighting game plan.
Yes.
Probably most people don't know he was very solid in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, definitely. So someone to watch out in that Germany region, of course. But we're going to be getting some more games coming our way. Let's have a quick look at those. Spiderflies versus Majima. Spiderflies, of course, regular at Winner Stays On, and our local. We've seen possibly with Manon or Luke, primarily Luke. And Majima playing mostly modern player as well. So modern we've seen kind of creeping in a little bit more in the European region. I don't know what you think about that, Jammers.
Well, first of all, Spiderflies is eating because Luke and Manon are getting new costumes soon. So I'm pretty sure he's going to spend the drive coins on those probably. Seeing more modern in Europe, I think there's a lot of people still, what's the word? Like hesitant towards it or accepting of modern. Okay. But there are some people that still open. It's like, look, you know what? It can get the job done. There's probably too much thinking, and as the more volatile the game goes, you might see modern be more encouraged by other people. I think what needs to happen now is modern will probably spread via word of mouth. So it's like, hey, try this tactic, this works, you don't have to worry about this, so on and so forth. So if someone needs to convince you, instead of you going, you know what, let me try modern. That's the name here. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to undermine any modern players either, but when I dabbled or tried it out a little bit, right, I was like, is this easy? That's how I felt when I tried it out. I think considering the kind of the mental stack as well with this game, it might be an option for some players. You know, you don't have to deal with the mental stack, maybe go for an easier route with modern. You might lose out a bit of damage, but something to kind of dabble with, kind of experiment with. We've not really seen it so much, like you said, in Europe, but I think we've seen some up and coming players. I think like Jimbo, someone comes to mind, or Majima will be coming up soon. So we'll see how things pan out in that direction. We've still got a long way to go. We're only two years, beginning of the third year into the game, right?
Well, I will say, I always use this analogy with modern controls. It's basically a tricycle, but you still have to like control the handlebars. If your opponent understands that you probably don't have a sense of direction, or in terms of controlling the handlebars, we can exploit your bad habits, because every player has bad habits. It's just that modern is very good, extremely good at disguising them because of what it covers for you. So but it's still if we see more
Majima, you have 2 minutes left to show up, otherwise you get sent into losers.
Bro, he's literally in the stream chat. Get your butt in the lobby.
What's he do? Did he forget to? I bet you any money he forgot to update Street Fighter 6. Is that what we forgot to do?
Oh, is it? I mean, all right.
After I called you out.
Right. But yeah, it's going to be fun to see how things, of course, expand in the game. We've got, of course, our season 3 roster coming our way as well. Can't wait to see some modern Viper. That's going to be some tricycle kind of stuff with Viper as well. There's some things that people are speculating, right? Fierce, faint, fierce might not be a thing anymore. Super jump, I can see happening. I very much doubt fierce, faint, fierce, but the complexity of the character is so strong in 4. I don't know if we'll see that in 6.
Well, okay, so I was saying this on my stream before. For most people, you don't have like historical reference for Ingrid, like proper historical reference to Ingrid.
Right.
With Viper, you only have SF4, but you also have to believe in Capcom how they reconstruct characters. They've done very well with Ed. They've done very well with Speed. Yeah, they've done well with Elena. It's a bit questionable because I've been playing Elena, but I have faith they can actually do pretty well, and people might be actually pretty happy with what comes out with Viper. But we'll cross that when we come to it. Looks like Spiderflies is on the Luke, and Majima is on Lily. I literally think Lily's a lost cause. I think that's my personal opinion, but
no,
Lily's here to stay.
I like Lily.
There's not much you can do with the character that will substantially change what she does. The game plan is simplistic and effective and annoying, but I do think she's kind of a lost cause in terms of any substantial changes coming. Maybe system
Right.
changes, but that's me.
I can definitely see your point, but I also think there has to be level of accessibility for characters as well. Because if you make them too, or not as linear as Lily, for example, some people might not find that fun. I don't know. But interesting regardless. Something else to talk about in future. Right, DDT, yeah. DDT.
Now, Luke got some pretty interesting changes. I think when he does medium flash knuckle, I think when he, regardless if it's perfect or not, he just gets the combo, right? I think so.
I think so. I think you're absolutely right.
I'm not sure. I have to double check that. But other than that, he got some pretty reasonable changes. He's got a couple of new combos as well. And they changed his overhead. The run into the overhead, the impaler, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It's plus on blocky burnout now. That's fun.
Yeah, I don't really like that. I'd say I'm not really a fan because you can be quite oppressive, especially some of those excellent buttons he had. It's nice. Should be seeing level 3. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Hair Rider.
Keep it nice and simple as well. That's actually really good to see there. And Spiderflies has been slowly but surely improving. Obviously, you get out what you put in, right? Because when you see him put in the investment, you see him slowly making those adjustments and trying to get the improvement there as well.
Yeah, for sure. Away the driver burst will keep him in check. Goes right back in there though. Looking for something. Great grab into the corner. And here,
as long as he can, sorry to cut you off there. As long as
short
he,
question, is Spiderflies living in UK or in Ireland?
he's living in the UK.
Well,
Yeah.
then he gets UK flag.
yeah, because he comes to our local, so. Oh
Yeah.
my god, he's combo. As long as he doesn't let Majima have too many Condor wins with the win stocks, which is really
Yeah.
good. He's good, but nice drive reversal. If you got the health, go for it.
Absolutely. Goes for the Condor dive. Stock on check. One touch is all it takes right now. Nice. Go for the drive rush counts. Could have gone to level 1 from that as well. One more touch.
You would have had to commit to the crouching heavy punch.
Yeah.
I find it interesting when Lily players try to use every other button than crouching heavy punch. Crouching heavy punch is multi-usage. Like, it does everything for you. So when
It
you
got
try
a slight
and use,
nerf, right? So,
it did a couple of seasons, but it doesn't change the fact that it still does most of the work for you. Lovely job.
Yeah. Of course, beautiful. I feel like we want to see some more modern reactions as well coming out from Majima. It's not responding so much to perhaps the power blast as well. Oi, sand blast rather. Oi, again. Check. Punish counter.
I mean, to get a modern reaction, I need to do something. So if you don't really do much or make it difficult to kind of enforce a modern reaction, you're not going to get it. The lovely back throw there from Majima. Try to bait a DP. Didn't quite work out.
That's got. I think we might see level 3 spend.
Yeah, he has to. Yeah, he has to. Wise decision there. No need to burn yourself out. And because he wants maximum damage, so probably the next drive rush cancel or mix up from the drive rush cancel will kill. This is a good choice. Nice drive reversal there as well. He's going to have to do like a heavy into the Condor wind at level 3. He's just going to have to go for level 3 at this point.
Absolutely. Keeping some space. Tries to jump in. Oh, could have just jumped in level 3, honestly. Good attempt at that set nonetheless. But Spiderflies moves on against Majima.
Yeah,
Not too shabby to start us off with.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Majima. I think it was finding your footing and comfortably moving around and navigating screen. Like I said, because modern helps you out a lot more in defensive scenarios than offensive scenarios. You still have to create offense in this game for yourself, which is relatively easy to do. But if you're struggling to find a good opening, it's going to be quite difficult there. But I do like the way that Spiderflies shut things down there. And he used Fatal Shot or Sandblast into Fatal Shot right at the end.
Yeah.
I think that got the projectile did get a buff. I can't specifically remember what the buff was.
Yeah.
It got a buff. One of them did anyway.
I'll have to look into. I've not really dabbled too much actually with the recent patch notes. I need to have a good read into that. But I think we'll be seeing Jester Power versus Wordsmithery. I think he's from Scotland, that guy. But Jester Power, you know, of course, very established veteran player. But don't forget to check out Matrino. I think we might need a refresh on that. There we go. Thank you very much for Matrino. 33 codes remaining. Not too shabby. We reached 150 yesterday. I think we can do the same today as well.
Oh, shout outs to Joe, by the way. Shout outs to Juicy Joe for winning yesterday.
Juicy guy.
So need to catch
Definitely.
up on all the matches, but I think he had a really good grand finals. It's just another day of the office for him and Phenom, so really good stuff there.
Honestly, I feel like he's in. Like already he was very strong, right? But to see him, you can clearly see he's put the work in, especially against most likely his biggest rival, which is Phenom, which gave him a hard run in very much. I think it was was it the last one or maybe the penultimate one? But where Phenom won all 5, World Warriors in a row, and always gave Juicy Joe a really big run for his money. But this time, Juicy Joe is starting off strong with the first win.
Really good stuff here. And again, it's just going to go back and forth between him, Phenom, and a couple of surprises from the other guys in that region as well.
Yeah.
Because they opened up to Europe East as well, Europe North and East. So
Yeah.
don't fall asleep on them.
And one thing to consider is they're teammates now as well, so they're probably going to be practicing a lot together. So ninjas in pajamas or bananas pajamas, whichever you want to call it. But they were talking about yesterday. Don't you remember bananas in pajamas?
I know, I remember bananas in pajamas, but I mean, if you want to call them that in front of the organization's owner, they go for it. Go for it.
But you know what? Yeah, they're ones to watch out for, of course. You know how phenomenal
ninjas
they are.
in bananas.
Ninjas in bananas. I'm not sure how that will work. Bananas in ninjas. I don't know.
So they rebranded.
Rebranded. All right. We can have like ninjas. Your ninja
Yeah,
stars
whenever-
as bananas.
Whatever you want to call them.
Right, anyway, that's about bananas. More about Jester power and Wordsmithery. Jester mainly guiled this in this Street Fight. Of course, Chun-Li initially 4. I think he was Vega, right? Because I wasn't very familiar with him in 5. And then now onto Guile. He's got a very different style of Guile compared to some other Guiles that I've seen. He is very much going to play Turtley style, but I've seen some kind of combo routes that he goes through a little bit differently, like wall splats, stuff like that.
He's got combos. He's got combos with Guile. It's obviously because he's a family man, he doesn't really have as much time as he'd like to invest into the game as he would. But when he does have the time, like you said, he's able to hold it down, got a very solid style.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been able to keep up with a lot of his stuff. Well, he hasn't been to the WSO locals in quite a while, but also I haven't been able to personally keep up with his style in this version of the game. Obviously, it's still relatively new, so there might be something that changed. Obviously, I'd say one of the standout changes. I wouldn't say it's a massive change, but Bazooka Knee no longer corpse hop. So when you do get a knockdown, you can't hop over them. There is another way to corpse hop your opponent with Guile, but it's a little bit pricey. But the Guile players will do that. You also have to remember as well, I believe Sonic Boom disappears off the screen faster.
Right.
So that means he's able to like pop out another one. So if you jump over a boom, as it leaves the screen, I think he's able to get another one out quicker. I think that's how you explain it.
Yeah, I think that knee hop actually, just thinking about it, and how Lex and some other players use it, is quite a considerable nerf, because a lot of these guys will go for that side switch, especially in the corner. So something to kind of watch out for in the long run. Right now, we're going to get Wordsmithery on that Marissa, newly buffed and enhanced, shall we say. Level 1, much better as well.
This character, she was already a problem with people being ignorant of the character. Now you've given her a defensive option, so now the ignorance has gone up by 100.
You know what? I've never liked Marissa, I'll put it out there. But we'll see how things unfold. Big jumping, good flash kick.
I do like her punish counter crouching light punch change, so she can get the Magna Bunker behind it. So
right,
gab into heavy. I think she needed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she might be a little bit more aggro, and because of the perfect parry changes as well. Lovely wall bounce. This
yeah.
Oh, you missed it.
Not quite. Yeah, gets a throw. Big chunk of health gone right there. Gotta be careful. Got the whole screen to work with here. As Jester.
Just chip him out. Yeah, just chip him out.
Yeah, absolutely. Solid punch. I think that's a bit. Shouldn't get around that. Yeah, not close enough for the invulnerability to fight through. I think solid punch was a bit of a heavy spend, but nonetheless, you get the round.
Thank you very much to Punk the God for the $30 in the Matcherino prize pool.
Hey, shouts to Punk. Hope everything's going good with you, my man.
Shouts to Punk. Thank you very much.
Alright, he's going to go for Phalanx as well. That was one of the biggest issues for Guile when people were learning about the game in Season 1. Phalanx just went over Sonic Boom, so you had to play with it. But he will get a cancellation into the Sonic Hurricane here and just go back to the lame game and the EX Gladius.
Oh my god.
Projectiles looking really good here.
Absolutely. Looking for that bullet magnum. The low again. Parries right through. I like this. Oh, a big jump. What you got with it? Sonic Hurricane. Yeah, there we go. And that's the first game to Jester power.
Now, there was another change that happened with Guile as well, but in combos doesn't really matter. Well, it does, but stand heavy kick gets more scaling now, and the advantage on hit has changed. So you get different combo routes on counter hit, but there's 20% scaling if it starts the combo, which I think is a pretty big deal after certain situations anyway.
Something to kind of watch out for then.
Nice
Wait. Rather than just even a button, it's OD flash kick on the drive rush challenge. Parrying here through level 1, now on Q, but a lot to work with,
I was going to say, he has to be careful of the drive rush because you're trying to get a perfect parry on the boom. Eventually, Jester will see that you're trying to do that and then drive rush in, but you don't know when he's going to do that. So at some point, you do have to stop and block us on the boom, unfortunately. Nice low. Oh, nice counter poker there as well. Good to buff with the crouching medium punch. So looking really strong here is Jester.
Really looking really solid, especially on the defense, and then suddenly the offense bites, right? And he's getting a good chunk of damage through that as well. Sonic Blade on screen, trying to use that as a negation tool as well. Big heavy punch there.
Oh, it's dead.
Might be it.
I think he builds the bar.
Oh no! Solid puncher though.
That's not what it is.
All right. Well, we take it. We take it. Take what you can get, I guess.
Solid stuff. Starting off strong today is Jester Power, and again we saw Sonic Hurricane, or we saw Solid Puncher. We didn't see the level 3. I thought he was going to build the level 3 in time, but he didn't. But no, really good stuff there. I think one of the most annoying things in the matchup now, despite some of the buffs that Marisa got, is crouching medium kick is still annoying. If you're trying to go through Sonic Booms and Phalanx is not working out for you, you're going to try and walk forward and do Gladius, but Gladius is susceptible to lows, and crouching medium kick has actually got pretty decent range there for Guile. So I think he handled the spacing aspect of it, especially. I think Jester Power handled that really well. So well done to him.
Yeah, great spacing control there from Jester. That means he moves on, just watching how the bracket unfolds. Broski moving further on. He's already in that top 32. Waiting to play on the stream at some point. And Muscle Noob was going to be on stream soon enough. I think before that we'll get the 4 Phils as well. Can show us possibly some Kim action. And if he doesn't play Kim, I'm not talking to her anymore if he doesn't. That's the thing.
Damn, you're gonna end that relationship then and there.
It's over. It's over. I hope you're listening, Phils. I hope it's done. It's dusted. But what's not done and dusted is EU Northeast next week, 5th of July. So if you're from the Nordic and East region, right, get involved. It was a fantastic first tournament yesterday. And you know what? You don't want to miss out on your opportunities. So this is next week, 5th of July. This is the one that's back-to-back on the week. And it was just a fantastic showing from this region.
Yeah, we had a sign-up record for Northeast, by the way, of all the World Warriors we did so far. You know, Northeast #1 this year had the most sign-ups out of all Northeast events. So very proud of the boys. Keep it up, you know?
Yeah, keep it up. And I think, I'm sure Jammers will agree with me.
West, by the way, already sign-up record. You can still sign up for that one.
Excellent. You can also still sign up for Europe West. Sign-ups close from 12 p.m. CEST, so get signed up. Just do it now, get it out of the way. But I think, like, you got to just get involved. Whether you're at the lower level of the end of the spectrum or the higher end of the levels, you know, whatever level of player you are, just get involved, get stuck in. This opportunity doesn't come around every single day. It's a once a year opportunity in Germany, of course, on the Sunday. So get signed up.
I would say if we give it a different angle, if you want to see how a lot of the system changes are panning out, these tournaments are actually a good environment to test that. If there's a character coming out that you're interested in this season, so Sagat, Alex, Viper, or Ingrid, sorry, I almost forgot, you're probably going to want to start playing the game, or at least getting familiarized in certain areas now before they come out, because obviously you don't want to have to. It might be more fun for some people. You have to be a little bit weird for that. Learning the character and learning the system, I'd rather some people try and learn the system and learn it under very competitive circumstances before the character comes, so they just go straight into learn the character while trying to see how they blend in instead of having to learn the meta and how things are panning out, because it's substantially different. If you're in the know, it's substantially different to how it was, at least parrying from last season. But when you look at it on the surface level, it doesn't look like much has changed, but all the little nuances, there are some pretty big changes. So.
Well, I was even mentioning yesterday, like, kind of some characters got indirectly buffed because of the perfect parry changes, right? Because you have to parry low and high. You think about Dalsim, even Ken. You know, obviously he got a touch of, shall we say, balancing, right? But still, you know, you're laughing because you know it's true. The thing is, right? Even then, he's still going to be a a threat in some regard because you have to directionally perfect parry some of the moves, right?
Oh, listen. So when I parry the shin kick on the Jinrai, you know the intention's there. It's like, oh, he was actually like looking for that. I said, yes, I'm telling you, Ken plays. That's exactly what I've been looking for. I've been looking for it for 2 years and couldn't find it. Now I found it. But no, honestly, sorry. Finish your point.
No, that's kind of what I wanted to come across for that. You know, it's just that fact that some characters got indirectly buffed. Even Kim, I think, kind of got. Even though she got a touch of love as well with that double bomb, the way it's changed. Why are you laughing? Why are you looking at me like that?
Why? Because like when I was streaming before, my stream chat was telling me like what happens with the bomb. So we done a replay channel and and I was like, what the hell? So she's doing more drive gauge damage. There's a couple of defensive options you can't do because the second bomb will catch you, and she still gets to run and get the new twister, I think it is. Yes. And I was like, okay, all right. If you want to create a monster, leave me out.
Well, finally we get the Kim that we deserve, eh?
Alright.
But you know what it is, right? It's just little things like that can really change a character up. And I remember you talking. I remember a long time ago we talked about the game and how certain mechanics can really influence the game, and even that character's kind of special kind of installs, like the bombs that they can be there, can really change if you manipulate them in certain ways. But here we're going to get Krollo on the Ken and 4Fields on the JP, so that means I will not be talking to 4Fields after this set. But we are going to get the JP. And JP, of course, doesn't really get balanced so much. He's more or less the same character.
I think it's a good thing for him anyway. The JP plays, they didn't get changed that much. He was looking for a parry. It might have been for the shin kick, as we were talking about before, myself and Ruzu. But one thing I find funny, as Krollo takes this first round there, good stuff, is JP got a scaling nerf on crouching medium kick, and ever since I saw that, I've seen more JP players do drive rush crouch medium kick, and I was like, did you read the change list? We playing the same game? But hey, they just need the positioning, because departure is one of the best, if not the best move in the game. That's my personal opinion. But like you said, because nothing huge has changed for him, that means they can carry on being creative Frankensteins.
Absolutely. Well, I've seen every time I look on Twitter, there's something new with JP. I'm like, blimmin' hell, mate, does it ever end? And you look like they're whiffing all these buttons and stuff like that, but it's actual intentional kind of burning frames for a setup. But nonetheless, Krollo, yeah. Oh no, just Krollo sets him into. He's got to take the chip right now. I think he might even go.
That was a punish. That was a punish.
Oh no! Feels. I'm definitely not going to leave you after this. But first game to Krollo. I love that. The thunder kick overhead into that level 3 was relentless in that aggression.
Do any of you two actually know who Krollo is? I've never seen him in my life.
I've seen the name once or twice, I think.
I mean, hang on a minute, because let's go back a couple of steps here, because I'm pretty sure Krollo did 2 medium kicks in that target combo, and I'm pretty sure that's got mad frames you can punish. And Phil didn't catch that. I think he's got a delay on something. He didn't catch that punish.
Hopefully he picks up the pace a little bit. Gets a guillotine in the low forward into Strybog there. Departure. Well, he keeps going for the overhead. You're not watching your dome. That's dead.
But you know what? I like that Phil's is using the overhead, because overhead scaling, they still haven't changed that, by the way. So when you get an overhead, the next hit is still 100%. So the scaling doesn't really get affected, but the combos are limited. But because you have to do high-low, people are more worried about him doing drive rush crouch medium kick instead of drive rush overhead. That's what's actually really good about JP in this version of the game.
Right now, yeah, exactly. Gorgeous check right there from Fields. He's not having the shenanigans from last game. Oh, frame kill potentially there.
Krollo's gonna have to run in. He walks in instead, waits for the departure.
Again!
Oh boy, okay, we found
Nah, you gotta watch your dome. Like, he's got to have some brain damage after that one. Damn. That's like 6 to 7 overheads that are actually connected.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No anti-air there, and that was a punish. But I don't think he was confident in that punish there for Phil's, because he didn't want to drive rush cancel off a jab. But speaking of drive rush cancels, we are going to get one from Ken to take us straight to the corner here, Ruzi.
Absolutely. Jabbing away here. Looking for an opportunity. Punishes that heavy kick attempt with the DI and back to full screen. Departure will be set. Departure, as you said, I can definitely concur with that. It's very strong tool. Can really keep your opponent at full screen. You're forced to make a decision, basically.
Well, here's the thing, right? People are already struggling to get perfect parries against JP. Nice put up there for the perfect parry bait. But how often do you see perfect parries against JP as opposed to just like an imperfect or flash parry against projectiles?
Yeah.
So, and now this change is very interesting to him right now. And it looks like Phils has found his stride, but he is on match point now. But I still think Krollo's got something left for us in the tank.
Hope so. Let's make it the distance. Tries to go for low forward. Heavy punch. Goes the OD turbulent. Trying to keep him full. He's just forcing his way in actually at this point.
Got him. Oh, yeah, he got him. He got him.
And even with OD amnesia, actually, that chrono bug is safe.
There's a way to interrupt it. I think. Phils could have done it. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, I think Krollo could have done it. Maybe not. I'm not sure if Ken can do it actually.
See something to kind of consider. Low forward. We're going to look for Levushka opportunity. Surely he's just throwing his low forwards out.
Oh, he missed it. He missed it.
That's not guaranteed.
God.
Oh yeah! Didn't confirm the Grom Stroke against the level 3 in response. That's a big chunk of health right there.
Oh, please no.
Oh, lovely conversion there though. From 4 fields.
You know what? He was ready for that. Most people would do the jab and probably try and figure out to do something else, but Phils was ready with that jab, got the forward HK afterwards there and managed to close it out. That was looking Krollo had a very good start. He did have a very good start, and it looks like Krollo actually beat Zalis earlier 2-1, which is why he was fighting 4Fields here, which 4Fields is now going to go on to fight Lex, because Zalis is one of the strongest Aki players we have in the European region. So the fact that Krollo was able to take him out, that means he's definitely good at what he does. Maybe just maybe a lack of JP experience, or maybe on 4Fields' level, maybe an unfamiliarity with 4Fields' level. But this is what the UK region's all about. We'll get these upsets. There will be some names you expect, but there will be some upsets that you're not really expecting. And Zalis is already in the losers bracket, where he's gonna have to bump into. He's fighting Yimbo now. Then he's got
that's a bit of a tricky one, because Yimbo is definitely an up and coming player for me on the modern aspect of things. But I think Krollo taking out Zalis is a bit of an upset as well, because considering we've seen Zalis actually make grand finals, I think a couple times now when it stays on. He's done fairly well there.
But then Zalis' path's not looking too good, because if he wins against Yimbo, he has to fight the loser of I'm Still the Daddy and Pingutaro. That's either Mai or JP.
Okay.
So that's not looking too good.
That's not looking too hot then, is it? But sometimes we can have the World Warriors where we falter, but definitely something to reflect on if it's something that has happened. But nonetheless, I think we'll be getting next on stream. Let's have a quick gander at that. Muscle Noob versus Moz. So Moz, of course, is an interesting one. He's someone that qualified for top 8 regional finals in South Africa. And he's now entering the UK World Warriors. So that's another contender to kind of watch out for, because it's almost like we lost Hurricane, but we're getting someone else.
You know what? Yeah, good point. Good point. Like the transfer season of the football. Hey, we'll load you this one. You give us this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Broski's going up against Scythe London. That'll be happening probably soon. Rapid's been doing pretty well. All 2-0 so far. Hey, all right, this is good. All the JP players keep coming out. Don't worry. I'm making that list. Don't worry. Keep coming out and keep showing off the stuff. But
unfortunately, my homie Link couldn't make it today, but maybe next time. So that would have been another JP to watch out for too.
True. Hopefully Link's doing all right. We've got Dami God beat Joker Jokes 2-0. Damn.
Okay, and then Joker Jokes also been on Ed lately as well, so something to kind of consider there. We're getting around to it. Muscle Noob. I did see on Figure Start GG, his sponsor is Golden Boy. So if you don't know if you know Golden Boy, he's a viewer in his streams. Funny that, I love that. Shout out to Golden Boy. But Muscle Noob getting right in there. Muscle Noob doing really particularly well as well. He came 5th last World Warrior in the regional finals.
Yeah, Muscle Noob is I like the content he's been putting out, very consistent with his streams, always trying to make it as entertaining as possible. He's stuck with Ken as well, has a solid Akuma. Well, he just plays the Shoto, so he pretty much is familiar with the Shoto stand heavy punch in Street Fighter 6. But I do like his mentality towards this game. And try to get a drive, rush down fist, pushes his way out. He wasn't sure if the departure is going to catch him, so I do respect that hesitancy there. But nice jump, clear jump.
Yeah, gorgeous jump. If anything, gets the corner. OD Amnesia comes right on through, and something that Moz likes to use, that crouch fierce that Malice reaching full screen. You know, minus 14 though on block, so it's very punishable. You've got to watch out for that. It's something he's very much a fan of. Don't see many JPs abuse it, but it's a very far-reaching sweep.
Good drive reversal. I like the drive reversal because Moz burnt himself out and he's going to activate the level 2 for insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This whole situation, I love that. Moz burnt himself out, so he's going to do Lavushka as an insurance policy to buy time and cause a mix-up. But Masunu drive reversal to avoid that entirely, and then was able to capitalize and get the EX Jinrai into the level 2. So I actually do love that, how that situation panned out for Masunu. Brilliant stuff.
Absolutely. Archer set on screen, going to control some of that spacing. Level 3 on Q as well for Moz. Masunu playing it. So there you go. That's the button I talk about. Minus 14. Very punishable if the opponent is ready for it. And if you especially know his habits, right? I'm sure they've run into each other a few times in ranked.
Well, you gotta be careful because Ken's not a character where he doesn't have to use sweep. That's like a 12-13 frame stand heavy kick. He'll get the juggle, the drive rush afterwards, or the run afterwards, I should say. Sorry. So, like, Masanu's more than ready to prepare to punish that down for this. There's an amnesia there. A good parry as well. We're gonna get side swaps coming. Side swaps coming.
Absolutely. Let's have departure. There you go. And force the DI. I like it. Gonna go costly into corner bug. Might be a bit too scaled though. No, it's a departure and throw to boot. Lovely stuff. Round a piece.
I'm telling you, just Lavushka setting up the side swap, and then you get a departure at the end of the sequence. That tells you everything you need to know. Lovely with punishment. And he's going to take Masunu to the corner and set up a departure and get the throw. Lovely, perfect parry bait there. Are we looking to burn him out? If he doesn't swing too much, and he is going to swing, and we're going to get the burnout. We are going to get the burnout here.
Yeah, force his hand indeed. That actually should be hurting pretty hard right now.
Set it up, set it up. He might have to do EX. Yeah, he might have to do EX. He went in, and he exploited the angle. That crouching heavy punch doesn't work. It's only a slight window, but it doesn't work there, and he went.
Oh my god.
He blocked, surely.
No, he did it! Why are you tapping for? You don't need to press a button! Come on.
He might lose. He might
actually lose, yes.
Yo, he might actually lose. Oh my word, he's gonna lose.
He's actually gonna lose. Amnesia? He's gonna be waiting for a response. Why are you jumping in?
Why not?
Triglab comes through, saves himself from jeopardy.
And you want to know something funny, right? I'll tell you this, right? So Triglav is actually one of the best moves in a fireball wall because it comes out in a different way to traditional fireballs, and you don't have to EX to get round it. You just do the Triglav and your move hits before you get hit by the projectile. And sometimes it might actually need to get the round, but he's going to get a back throw with his Amnesia Ruzi.
And he also beats some of the specials, right? Because it's a projectile. So if you're throwing out level 1 or something like that, meaty it. Touched. Nice. Got level 1 to work with here, but we won't be spending it. It's going to set up departure. There you go. Excellent tech there from Muscle Noob, but a punish counter throw for holding that parry a little bit too long. The embrace, you're cheeky. Oh my.
Why not? He had a good game. Why not? He justifiably had to read.
To me, that's a mental thing, that embrace. Muscle Noob ready for it.
He's applying the pressure there, and I still think JP's drive gauge damage and the sequences he's doing are absolutely phenomenal here. And he's already got, lovely check there. We saw Forfields do it earlier. Moz is following suit here, and he's making it an absolute struggle bus for Masunu to get what he wants. Moz is almost going to get a Lavushka again. If he just gets him below 2 bars, this will be good.
Absolutely, the Fierce comes through.
Oh, no, he missed it. Oh, he missed the Shoryuken. That was a light Shoryuken. Oh my
god. He's not been getting his anti-airs. There's a couple of instances where I've seen Muscle. He's normally on point with those anti-airs, but I've just not seen them right now.
Stay there. Just stay there. Yeah, stay there and chip him out. The only thing Muscle can do is run Shoryuken and get in. Absolutely. Just stay there.
Yeah, he burns himself out of his own volition because he wants to just chip away here. In that chip territory, he's got his drive up back. Now he's got a little bit to... All he needs is 1 touch. That's what it takes.
I don't know about that. He's got to watch out for the level 1 here. Nice jump! Oh, the pickup! That's sick! Oh my god, that was so sick from Muscle Noob. And he didn't commit. He did not commit to that overhead into level 3.
Oh my god!
Listen,
beautiful stuff.
I tell you what, right? Every so often, you have to play Would You Rather with yourself in this game. Would you rather have all the health and no the drive gauge, or the drive gauge and no health? I know what answer I'm picking.
This is only fools still, my friend.
Lavushka, no, it's going to go Udi Torblin, apply some string of pressure. Lavushka's going to come through. He wants to steal the deal now. That's why he's forcing the issue. Gonna go for Trig Lab.
He's going to call the heavy departure. Yeah, he's going to call it block.
Oh, checks him out of it. Really nice stuff there. Gonna go for that string of pressure. Confirm. He wants to
This is good. No, this is good.
burn him out. Yeah.
Well, the frame rate on that changed because it's -5, but because it's multiple hitting, it would have ended as -1.
Right.
If I'm understanding that right, the frame rate would have changed. So I think
Absolutely.
there. But it doesn't matter. They're about to get the gauge back.
No, Libushka just yet. One more time. Muslim looking to make it a game apiece. Big jump in right now. Might even go for level 2. Bend.
He didn't want that. He did not want that. Another executioner there from your boy Muscle Noob. This is it. If he doesn't get this right, he's done. It might be a mix.
Oh
nice
my
tech.
god. Excellent tech. Oh my god. This is just... It's just not enough to close it out for Mods yet. He's not finding the opportunities or capitalizing as strong as he could. But Muscle Noob keeping it on deck. 1 game apiece. It's really tight right now.
You know what? Even after a little bit of a fumble there, he managed to bring it back and equalize 1 apiece there. I'm not sure what mix-up Moz is going for, but lovely perfect parry. And he's going to set up a nice little drive gauge string here. That was good. That was pretty good. But Muscle got the drive gauge back because of the throw tech. And that's a thing I'm starting to pay attention a little bit more. What does that throw tech mean in hindsight when you get the recovery on the drive gauge? Because there are some characters where I think it greatly benefits them. So
Absolutely, because some spend it more than others, you know. Big throw. Excellent. Into the corner departure. Set up once again. Playing it a bit slower here is Moz. He's not really playing too close and personal. I'll say that. He teleports right into the DP.
Look away. Good jab check there from Muscle Noob. Not going to drive rush in arbitrarily just yet. Needs a safe cancel or something there if Moz gives him the space.
Oh, a beautiful check. Green. Yeah, absolutely. The OD departure set on screen now. Plenty of drive bar to work with here. Playing the long game, 44 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time to work with. I like the attempt for Muscle Noob.
Is it though? I don't know. Oh, he almost got him again! Oh, mate. Listen, one of the biggest things people are doing in this game is regardless of when they get hit, they are walking away. They are just walking away. And it's very hard to kind of go, are they going to walk away or are they going to sit still? Let me try and get the grab. He walked away, swung out the cane with the stand fierce, and that puts Moz on match point once again.
Absolutely. Can he hold on for dear life? Good DP sequence there. Looking for an opportunity now. Plenty of drive bar to work with. Drive rushing right forward into that fireball. Anti-air, yes. And again, the OD departure. As soon as the anti-airs, the OD departure comes straight into play.
It's 2 bars though to kind of put Muscle Noob at bay and try and buy him a little bit of time to set up shop and really put down the purple haze, and he is going to just block it out here. Nice block on the shin kick. Didn't want to risk a perfect parry on the low. No. Oh my god, he jumped in the X move again. He's been doing so well at doing that here. Muscle Noob trying to get the bait. Didn't work.
Gorgeous perfect parry. Jabs in but doesn't get much from that.
He wants to hit. He really wants to hit, and he's going to burn him out. Yeah, this is an interesting burnout tactic I'm seeing from the Ken players. No activation on the Lavushka. I think he should activate it, and he didn't. Oh, mate, he's going to get stunned, and that will be the round there for Muscle Noob. Moz still has a fighting chance here, Ruzu.
He absolutely does, but the fumbles are hurting him right now. It might be affecting his confidence a little bit. We have to see. Level 3 is still on queue for him if he wants to spend it. Lavushka is also another option to consider.
It's a pivotal super art, but he needs to be very wise as to when he's going to do it if he gets the chance to set it up. Nice block.
Even now, low drive by is the opportunity kind of now, right? Especially if you want to get the entry in, but Muscle Noob actually got the advantage here. Health lead and the drive bar building back up as he's got all that real estate behind him to work with.
Yeah, but Muscle Noob replenished his drive gauge and he's ready and raring to go here, but Moz is going to have to do death by 1,000 cuts for a little while before he changes the game plan. No. Level 2 once again. Now is a good time to get it if he gets a connection.
That's right there.
Oh my God, he almost got him again.
That was close. That was very close. Big fierce, and there we go. Muscle Noob takes it after a very slow pace last round there, but it's so back and forth. Moz just not able to close it out twice, unfortunately.
There's these positions that sometimes, I know this happened in 1 or 2 events in Street Fighter 5. There's these positions that Muscle Noob unfortunately finds himself in where there's something wrong with his pad or he gets like an execution error and then somehow he has to bring it back. But the way he brings it back is actually really cool. But
you got to give him props. He is very good at doing that. You're absolutely right.
Oh no, of course. Look, some people play better or they perform better under pressure, and I do think Muscle Noob is one of those cases. But listen, when he's fine and like riding high, he's actually even exceptional with that as well. So well played to Muscle Noob. Good comeback there as well. The jumps on the EX moves, whether it was EX Departure or EX Turboline, like he just had a good feeling when those jumps coming around. In regards to Moz played pretty well. I think there was, just from hindsight, there's one or two situations where I probably would have activated Levushka just to kind of turn things around. But if it doesn't work out, that's 2 bars expended. And you're not sure if you can come back. Amnesias weren't really working out the way they wanted Moz to as well. So that kind of means I've got to preserve this bar here instead. Lots of hypotheticals, but either way, that was a very good 2-1. It was a very good 2-1.
Absolutely. And what else could be happening tomorrow is some more 2-1s in World Warrior EU West. Don't forget to get signed up. If you are from that region, just check the eligible regions or countries rather for that region. Don't forget to get signed up. It's really important. I think, Jammers, you'd agree, right? Wherever you are on the spectrum of level players, I think it's important to take part. And like you said, learn about the game as well. I think learning about the new, or say, adjusted mechanics of the game for this new season is quite important.
Yeah, listen, you get to see what happens, and if this is your first tournament and you perform well or perform better than expected, set a short-term goal. If you meet it, then you can try and set another short-term goal or go for a long-term goal. But if you want to improve at Street Fighter in a competitive sense, this is one avenue to do it. If not, you can actually watch the competition and plan strategically how you're going to accumulate points. But the only way to do those or get those points is to actually enter the tournament.
Absolutely.
So we do encourage that. That'll be happening tomorrow from 4 p.m. UK time and 5 p.m. Central European Standard Time there as well. And as on the Sunday, you will be seeing World Warrior Germany #1 again. Jimmy was the first player to enter Capcom Cup in Street Fighter 5, and ever since then, it has been Hallibell. So I wonder if anyone can actually top that. There are some good contenders there, but they might be missing that cutting competitive edge that Hallibell has. So Germany, step up. Some of your characters can do the job. No excuses now. So you need to step up.
Winner side with Broski versus Scythe Albion.
All right, here's some action from Scythe. Very much regularly attending his locals, coming to Winner Saison on a regular basis as well. Very active in the offline scene. Really been putting in the work with Kim. He does have his on and off moments as well. He likes to have a little break and play the abundance of other games that he loves to play. He plays some of the wild, I don't know what he's been playing, but he plays some wild games I've never even heard of before. But it's part of the fun, I guess. And Broski, of course, very consistent. A qualifier last year with his Aki getting some enhancements as well. I mean, not question that, but
so she had a scaling nerf to crouching leading kick, which doesn't really matter because the fact that she still gets the combo from crouching leading kick and put you in the corner or get the poison. Toxic Blossom tacked on, that's the biggest part. Serpent Lash got some pretty good buffs. I think the medium Serpent Lash is the one that got some pretty good buffs. So, that helps out. I think overall she is slightly better. They tried to change her burnout pressure string, but I don't think that made much of a difference, to be honest.
Well, she's already had phenomenal pressure anyway, right? Like her strings are already exceptional. And right now, giving Scythe a very hard time. Big chunk of health gone just like that. Not letting him breathe. Oh my goodness, a perfect to start off with for Broski.
Well, listen, this woman is an offensive monster, right? And she has a high damage output there as well, and they want to keep it that way. Obviously, she struggles in a couple of defensive scenarios, but doesn't really eat it in some regards. But when you do knock her down, if you can try and abuse certain things here as well, that does work out. But the perfect parry change, I'm not particularly sure, because how often does she go for the overhead? She's always going for crouching leading kick low, but then she might do delayed throw. She might walk away and try and take EP and stuff. So.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, right. So Scythe being a bit more offensive now. I was going to say he's playing very slow considering how I normally see him play. No parries on those blossoms. No empty jump. That's blocked though, however.
There you go. Burn out there. Good stuff. So now Broski hasn't got much dry gauge to work with. So he only has level 1 and level 3 to work with here. So if he can get... Yeah, he's trying to burn him out. And that could have been... Actually, no. Because if he tried to punish that, he would have burnt himself out. Because normally you have to do a drive rush and punish the Serpent Lash there. The follow-up as well. So. And
even those Serpent Lashes as well, just mentioning that, you can DI them on reaction. They are very much punishable. You've got to be ready for that. Interesting. I saw Hallibell this weekend gone, just DIing every Serpent Lash that went his way. So nice. Installs ready to go. And level 3, of course, giving that buff to Kimberly. Ever so needed.
Yeah, but at that expense, he's at a super meter disadvantage, a temporary disadvantage here, and he tried to rush in and go for the overhead from the run, but Broski, yeah, she gets a different setup now from the back throw, I think. She can't do drive rush medium punch. I think she hasn't got as many knockdown frames.
Okay.
I think that was one of the changes.
With the parry through. The forward heavy kick, so threatening. Low on drive by here, and gonna force the issue here is Broski. He's gonna go for these strings. Level 3, claws the RZ, and actually still in burnout, mind you. This looking guaranteed right now for Broski this game.
He might have to go for an early stun, only because Scythe hasn't got a level 1. Yeah, he hasn't got level 1. Yeah, I think he can actually kill him.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, the combos that last forever. Still gonna get going actually.
Oh no, of course, just the meter, but that was actually a calculated play. Good situation awareness there from Broski as well, because he knew that Scythe didn't have level 1, so he might as well get the early stun, get it out of the way.
Absolutely. Taking a lot of the blocks here. Drive bar is depleting because he's having to block. He's not actually parrying any of these interactions here. Tries to go for that meaty crouch fierce. Good slide under the fireball. Plus frame. That is actually plus, that is, and not capitalizing there. Scythe.
Jumps in, gets a throw. Is that going to be burnout? Not quite. There's a burnout though from Broski's own volition here. There you go, just trying to find a comfortable way. Yeah, he's not sure if he can jump, and he can't arbitrarily slide sometimes, so that's why it might be a little bit annoying to approach, but he's going to get some burnout pressure here, Ruzu. This is looking strong.
Indeed, and looking to keep him in check. Lovely little throw in that string. Big heavy kick here. The roundhouse and the throw to boot around. That was quite confident for Scythe there.
Yeah, with these two characters, is as long as you put the other guy under block stun and overwhelming pressure, you could start something or get them in burnout and really like gain that momentum. Lovely pick up on the air juggle there.
Absolutely, and I think that's a good point that you picked up on there. Like, you know, the only true reversals really is their level 1s in response if they're lacking anything.
Yeah, level 1s, level 3s, but I think more level 1 to get out of certain situations. But Broski's been doing a lot of drive reversals. I think he's noticed something about Scythe's gameplay.
Playing it patient, recognizing that. Oh, nice touch.
Oh, no, he missed it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Try to bait a throw there from Broski because he does like to do delay tech, but that will be the Shimpukaku into Bushin Scramble. I like the damage, but the dry gate situation is what I'm worried about. Oh, the dry gate situation is what I'm worried about. He might have lost.
He might well be. I think it's a slither, perhaps. Am I wrong? Yeah, there we go. And now you gotta be able to parry this all back. Gets beautiful elbow drop. Doesn't confirm the elbow into anything though, however. And Broski gets the touch he needs for the round. Should be one game now for Broski.
It looked like he tried to delay that slide because he didn't want to do target combo into drive rush cancel because he would have burned himself out. I think he wanted to risk Broski pressing a button there, but that's something good to work with. Drive reversal again. That works. So wake up drive reversal. If Kimberly players immediately go for something after placing both bombs, that does work because you still have time to block. But Aki doesn't have a reversal, so she doesn't have to worry about her DP being blocked or hitting and then getting hit by the bombs afterwards.
Yeah, it's definitely an option to consider. It does cost 2 dry bars, of course, but the reversal will be the same. Burnout now for Scythe. Broski is a game up. Only needs this round right now to secure the deal. That might be looking like it's it. They might even see Tainted Talons to steal it. Or level 3 actually. You think he can build this here?
Oh, why does she build so much meter? But he's going to do Tainted Talons just as Rusu requested it. And he will get that game there. That was actually a really exhilarating first game. I'm not going to lie.
Alright. Looking divine. There you go. 2-0.
Yeah, listen, honestly.
Yeah, sorry, I know the score was wrong, my overlay.
Yeah, blame the overlay, it's alright.
For a second. Huh?
Yeah, no, nothing.
wait, hang on a minute. Wait, what did you say, Rita? Say that again?
I said my overlay decided not to work.
So does that mean you weren't doing your job?
No, my overlay didn't do its job. And you're fired for asking that.
Well, hang on. Hold on. I've been doing my job. Does that mean you didn't do your job? Does that mean we have the right? Can we fire you for a change? Can we do that?
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
No.
What?
Oh,
Did you hear a bit of stuttering? Did you hear a bit of stuttering? Did you hear a bit of stuttering there, Jammers? I think we heard a bit of stuttering. Don't stutter, Eaters.
I don't know. You pinned the blame on your only. I could say my mic had little sound. And you try to kill the guy out the stream. I'm just saying. I thought that. I thought I was just asking a question. I said, does that mean we have the right? I think it's fair. What do I know?
What do we know, eh? We only
What
just
I
you
don't
know.
know is that we get Ending Walker versus Dami God next.
All right, ending. Been putting in some time, of course, getting that enhanced Ryu as well as a reward. Can't wait to see him in action.
It has been honestly, shout outs to Ending Walker and Problem X as well. These guys have been gallivanting the world as much as possible, and the new format for the CPT offline circuit is actually like greatly benefiting the both of them. Obviously, mathematically speaking, more
I
so Ending Walker.
think Ending doesn't even need World Warrior right now. He should be already qualified almost. Huh?
I think he's like in the standings, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that.
He's like 3rd place or something.
So I don't know what, like, because obviously before the pandemic, there was like a cutoff point people figured out as to what the points would be for Street Fighter 5, but we don't know what the cutoff point is. Well, I haven't really sat down done the numbers what the cutoff point is, but right now, as Ritas did say allude to, is that Ending Walker is fairly safe, and if he's going to go to all the offline events, I think he'll be alright if he continues to perform the way that he does now. But he's a competitor. They enter basically everything.
Yeah, obviously, you know, like I'm just like he probably won't even need it, you know. Obviously.
Well, listen, anything can happen. We've got a bunch of names here. Look, we've got a bunch of names here that are actually good competitors domestically, and one or two of them. Listen, his international chances. I want him to qualify via international, so it opens up more spots for the guys down here. But
that's absolutely a good point, actually, because you know we could get 3 of us in there, right? So Dami coming in with the Kimberly right now. Being inactive, active sometimes. I think recently playing at a local tournament, IGM, something to watch out for. But Dami came 2nd there, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was. And of course, Kim getting the enhancements. I think he's. Go ahead.
No, he done EX elbow. No one does that.
We don't do that. That's right.
No one does EX back on head. No one does that.
No, we don't do that. No. I don't know. Sometimes it's just the heat at the moment, right? You're gonna feel like you gotta convert.
No, I like it. I'm just surprised. There's some moves I just don't see people doing. So when you watch someone that you rarely watch use it, it's like, oh yeah, you can do that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Wait,
Dami got actually defeated Joker Jokes and launched to get here.
Yes.
Not too shabby then, eh? Go to that Hashigeki pressure, forcing the burnout. Oh wait, that's dead.
Okay. Oh no. Wait. Do it right. You can get rid of him. You can get rid of him, surely.
No, that's not even dead. He actually should have gone for the fierce punish counter. That would have been dead otherwise. Oh my. Oh wait, okay.
Oh, that was a little bit of a fumble there on Ending Walker's part, but Dami God capitalized on that greatly and gets that round here. Ending Walker's going to be very pissed in this round, by the way. I'm just going to let you know.
Alright, he's going to show us why he's angry. Okay, there you go. Starts off with that DP. Oh my god. I stop in his face and just throw out the fears right between the eyes. Hashigeki pressure. Low forward. Tries to dash forward. Tries some pressure on the slide. So susceptible to neutral jump. Very, very... A big amount of recovery, right? He doesn't connect correctly.
No need to DP, that's right. Yep, still no need to DP. I guess he can do it just to find out what happens. Yeah, good choice. Yeah. It is the CA version, and regardless of what happens, because he can still try to nick this round, or he'll go into level round with the proper enhancements, I think you should wait. Oh, wait, hold on a minute.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yo.
Dami taking first game there. Right, I just want to pick up on something. He actually could have burnt out Ending a little bit sooner if he went for an easier route, because he had to recover that drive bar. But nonetheless, Dami gets the first game here, Jammers.
Do you know what the thing about that is, right? I like that you bring that up. Is when you know you can burn someone out, some people are confident that the next sequence, like something will work out for them. And it's like, I might not have to spend my resources or do something to burn you out now because of the subsequent situation. You might burn yourself out for me, or I've got a safer route to do that and still preserve some drive gauge. So it looks like Ending Walker is not having any of it. Yeah, he's not having none of this.
Really big DP.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with how the first round especially went in that first game, so he's trying to make amends relatively quickly here, and he's going to get a drive rush cancel combo into the high blade kick, NT jump throw, He's going to build on that here, Ruzi.
Absolutely. Nice little touch. This actually might be dead, by the way. Level 3? No, not enough. Just a slither.
Thank the Lord.
Oh, what? That was a misinput, unfortunately. Buffering a little bit too hard there. And the second game goes to ending. Very fast-paced game going ahead right here.
Dude, he done that in half the time that Dami won the first game.
Yeah, exactly.
Now the thing is, it's going to be interesting because Ending Walker hasn't done Wake Up DP yet. He doesn't have the need to like feel pressured into doing that. But Dami God, he's actually been very good at kind of withholding what Ending Walker's had to offer and not be deterred by what he's doing as well. Gets the sweet punish into the meaty as well. Crouch Fierce, I like that.
Yep. Beautiful, perfect parry. What you got with that? No need jab, trades and blows there. See some pot friends in the chat there in support of Dami.
He's going to block it out. Yep, blocking it out. Walking away here. Ending Walker hasn't caught on to him just walking away and trying to catch him low.
Oh my goodness. He's
Hold on.
He's throwing his buttons out. That's dead. That's dead. Yeah, absolutely. You don't even need to spend Vagabond to go to level 1 just for security. I respect it.
Okay.
Could have gone for...
He could have done Tatsu, man.
He could have gone into, the real kick into OD Tatsu. Would have been a bit better. I think there's more damage.
It's the upset
you know what? Nonetheless, absolutely would be an upset for sure, but Dami's not a pushover by any means.
Oh no! Okay, they had the right idea, but I think Ending Walker done the throw a bit too early here. Lovely delayed jab. His defensive choices have been bamboozling Ending Walker just a little bit, but he's still not deterred because it's Ryu. I wouldn't be deterred either. There's a full combos on block. Why? There's a full combos on block. Why is he doing full combos on hit and on block? Why is he doing
Because why not, Jammers? Why not? Hey. Oh my. Now it's anyone's set. Oh my god. You don't press buttons. I mean, the donkey kick comes right on out. Tries to punish with that stand forward. Level 3 for Ending here. Looking for a low forward opportunity. Beautiful challenge on that string right there. The overhead does get carried right on through. Burnout now for Ending Walker.
Don't jump. Oh, he's trying to do delayed jab. Did he get him? He blocked in time, Ruzu. This is huge.
Oh my god.
This is humongous.
Level 3. Go for level 3. Go for the tricky setup. There's a DP. Why not just spend? Oh my god, the drive reversal.
And he missed the chance, but he's still there. And Ending Walker's about to get his dry gauge back. It's ready and open for business.
My hands over one of my face.
He's gonna have to do.
He was so close.
Oh man, there was just Dami played exceptionally well, and like you said, the wake up options kind of kept Ending Walker on edge and bamboozled him a little bit. But some of the choices in terms of damage output were a bit questionable, which unfortunately cost him a lot of instances. Like level 3 would have been a great spend there to kind of set the momentum rolling. But
well, listen, you have more insight on the Kimberly combos than I do. I really think his defensive choices, they actually started off really well. But then you also have to give credit to Ending Walker for not being deterred. He just needs to find the rhythm. But like you said, I think there's a couple of scenarios. It might have been a classic example as he got in his own head as to what was going to happen there. I think when he tried to bait a throw, and I think Ending Walker DP'd in the corner. I understand that. I understand that mindset because that probably would have got him the round he needed. Because remember, when he done that first Shinku Hadouken, there's no level 3 to worry about now. So you don't need to worry about it. That's gone. But then it's like, ooh, okay, how do we do this? How's Ending Walker gonna come back? Remember, he's stubborn. He'll go down swinging. He'll fight hot air. Like he'll do stuff to get what he needs to do.
Shadow boxing a little bit, you know, take him a long way.
This is why Ending Walker is one of the best we have in the business. So shout out to Ending Walker and Dami God for making that entertaining as well.
Absolutely. But I'm actually doing some good work here, people. Thank you so much to those that have contributed. Punk the God with a 30, Ill Damage with 20, Iron Power, regular contributor at Saltmine here, $15 there. Esports Games as well, $5. Luminaire Fox, $5 as well. And the codes have all been claimed up here, Jammers.
No, good stuff. Honestly, you guys have been putting in the work and supporting. I heard you guys did really well yesterday with the match arena there as well. And listen, there's plenty more match arenas that will be happening throughout, not just this week or this weekend, but it will be happening throughout all the World Warriors that Saltmine League will be handling in the next is it 3 months or 4 months?
It goes until the end of November.
Yes, it's quite a while, isn't it? I need to vote that July, August, September, October, November. That's 5 months almost.
Yeah.
Wow, it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be packed.
Absolutely. You can find the schedules, I believe, on the Twitter page for Saltmine, if not on the Discord as well. So get it in your diary, you know. Don't say you didn't know.
www. There you can actually find the current standings and, you know, all the World War events from all the regions, you know.
All right, great stuff. Thank you very much, Ritas, for that. But it's been exceptionally exciting right now.
Last match of top 32 winner side, Andre versus Sonboy.
Oh, wait, is that my homie right there? Is that Andruja, I like to call him? Andre, definitely an up-and-coming player. Really been putting in the work. I'm really passionate about doing well.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. There's kind of like this extra desire to do well, not just win, but it's like I want to do well, and it's probably easier to do well, or it depends. It's probably your perception on it. I might have to think about that and ponder a bit later. But no, Andre, really good. I remember he had a very solid Akuma. He had a very solid, or has a very solid Ryu. I think he's been investing a little bit more time into Terry, if I'm not mistaken.
He's got a Terry, but I think right now his choice right now is definitely Akuma right now. He doesn't want to be one of the ones. You know, all the people that go into Ryu. He likes to be a bit hipster, shall we say?
Jamos, do you have the chat open, by the way?
No, I don't.
Someone in chat. Jamos, I love you. Jamos is a sexy man.
Thank you. That's all I can say.
All right. And Sonboy, of course, with the modern, he's definitely been dabbling time into a modern.
To that person, unfortunately, I don't have an OnlyFans account, so.
Oh my!
What you should do is donate the money to Saltmine League. Just donate the money there. Ah, yes, Sonboy is going with Modern Terry. Yes, he's been talking about this. He actually is a huge pioneer of this. So I actually want to see this.
No, I don't know what he actually loses. I think it's stand forward, maybe. I'm not even particularly sure.
I mean, Stampede Kick is actually a really good button regardless, but the damage is still there. And do you know what? I have to say this. So, since Terry's inception, if you look at all the characters, Terry has probably been the character, or one of top 3, if I had to make a list, who's had some of the best quality of life changes in this game.
Oh, yeah.
And quality of life changes actually supersede certain individual changes. I firmly believe that in Street Fighter 6.
Right.
And Terry is a shining example of that.
Yeah, and you know what? I just really like Terry as an example, as a beautifully done character, coming over from Fatal Fury. And the thing is, right, he's, for me, a very good example of a very well-balanced character as well.
Well balanced, yeah. Last time I checked, he has about 80 different ways to land 8,000 damage.
Let's say before this patch, perhaps, but you know, after Touch of Love, he might be doing a bit more damage that way.
Here we go, looking good here, and there's the plus on block with the standing heavy punch. Trying to burn out Andre is Sonboy here, but he's got level 3, so if he wants to connect the power geyser, he can, but he doesn't even need to, because Rising Tackle will close it out. The oppression is there. The high damage output is there. And now remember, round waves are low now. So if you wanted to pressure a round wave, you have to have intention behind trying to stop it. The quick burn changes are having an extended forward hitbox. That's one of the best things. And here's one thing. You remember when I mentioned earlier about the throw tech change when you replenish the drive gauge?
Yep.
So notice, you might have to see this in the future. When Terry's got 2 bars and he gets the throw tech, now he's got extra gauge to do the second part of the power geyser.
Right.
So there might be times where he needs the throw tech to be able to have a safe power geyser extension.
Yeah. It's like forcing the tech, right, to regain that drive bar quicker.
I think it's a strategy, but I don't know if we'll see that over time.
I'd be really interested to see over time, actually. Very something important to consider there. And I think right now, Modern really giving Andre a little bit of a tough time here. And you know, sometimes when we get so used to fighting classic players, it's about another mental stack of being ready for modern players, right? And their quick responses.
Oh, he's going to go for the combo into Rising Tackle again here, Ruzu. And what's been hurting Andre is he's trying to catch Sonboy teching, but there's been situations where Sonboy has jumped a late crouch medium punch on defense here. When your opponent does that, you're going to have to change up your offense. And it looks like that's what Andre's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Demon Raid, empty Demon Raid rather. Tries to reach with the roundhouse. Looks like these fireballs right here. Oh, goes for the high blade kick.
Now, I know he has a couple of damage scaling situations off of aerial options, Akuma. So he does less damage from the blade kick from the Demon Raid, and he does less damage from Shinku Hadouken. Not Shinku Hadouken, sorry. The airborne Hadouken. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is he's still got the option. If you don't take away the option, it's still going to be a threat. That's all it is.
Yeah, for sure. Low and drive-by here. Closes the gap with the driver spend, though. This is a scary position to be in. Beautiful again. No!
Oh, no! He's in the power geyser!
Dead.
Oh, he did.
Is that dead?
Oh, brother.
Oh, he's dead. Lights out, Andre. Unfortunately, he just didn't get the sequence. Oh my. That was a beautiful bait, and he actually baited the rising tackle, right?
He did.
But he just didn't get the sequence.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
That sucks. He done the part that would have caught any modern player. He literally done. Let me do light demon raids. That sucks.
I'm about to get an essay in my DMs, I think.
That sucks. That sucks. Well played to Saltmine there. Well played to Saltmine.
Very convincing first game, but also very much, you know, picked up on that mistake from Andre. You capitalize. That's what you got to do as a player. It's really important.
I think there's kind of like, how do I explain it? There's kind of like this extra annoyance or extra frustration with yourself, because it's like you set up the bait perfectly. It might have aligned exactly what you're thinking, or something fortuitous would have happened, and then you drop the ball. And then what happens is when you drop the ball, whether hook or by crook, however it happened, somehow you've lost 40%. Somehow. And it's like, I'm going to lose the round because of this. It's not even I have to guess the next interaction. It's no, I've lost the round.
You know what else we lost at this point?
Talk to me.
Over 100 players, because we are in top 16, ladies and gentlemen.
Boy, lovely stuff. Let's see who is in that top 16.
I'll give you that segue, Ritas. I'll give you that segue. That was kind of cool.
For now.
I'll give you that. You redeemed yourself.
But we can see Ending Walker versus the scientist that is Infectious, doubling with Modern as well. Another player to consider. Lex, of course, the auto qualifier last year versus Shax. Broski versus Muscle Noob. Problem X versus Soundboy. Azalis waiting in that loser side. ISDD as well. Flawless Deku, and some players still to make it through into that top 16.
Oh, okay. So the top half, no surprise. These are household names. They're the regulars at the office. They clock in and clock out when need be.
Maybe so Infectious is... I think this is actually Infectious best result. I think it didn't make top 16
I think from last year it's understandable, but I'm coming from the standpoint is when you look at these names, it shouldn't really be a surprise. Because like Infectious has actually been playing this game a lot.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, sure. Like just like result wise last year to now, of course, that's already an improvement.
Yeah, no, I get exactly what you mean. I think we're on the same page. We're just coming in from different angles. But I think he is on Modern Marisa at the moment, because I know he tried DJ, I know he tried Mai, I know he tried Jury for like 2 seconds.
He played
Ryu as well.
World Warrior, I think. Yeah.
So I think it's all there.
We played Modern Ryu last year, I believe, right? That was the case. So now, of course, shaking it up a little bit and experimenting, I think is really kind of vital to understand the game as well.
Well, this is what's interesting, because I don't know how serious Infectious is going to take this, because I don't know if he can actually like travel, or he's got any travel plans for the upcoming competitive or remaining competitive event. But if he's going to go all in on World Warrior, this shakes things up, because I don't know how many of these guys actually bump into Infectious on ranked if he's still on there, because he used to do, I'm only going to I remember Street Fighter 5, he used to do a lot of private lobbies, and like he could get a lot of effectiveness done from there.
A lot of ranked. Yeah.
No, he got to Warlord. Don't get it twisted. If you get to Warlord, you play a lot of ranked.
Yeah, but after that, you know, like he played more, way more lobbies actually than ranked.
Yeah. And I think everyone misses the smooth voice and the videos. So I don't know if he'll ever come back to content creation, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We've got Lex versus Shax as well, which is actually really good shaping up there. I'm not sure if Shax is going to be picking Mai or he's going to go with the Cammy. Muscle Noob. It'd be interesting to see if he sticks with Ken against Broski's Aki. And then Problem has got the Bison, and I'll speak a little bit about Bison when we get there, but he has been playing Mai as well, because what's interesting about this game is as characters release, they start to be a little bit more individualistic. But then what we've been trained to learn is if you haven't got something that's universal or homogenized, it's probably not going to work as much as you want it to. So if I've got a comp that works on everybody, that's good. If I have to wait for them to be in a specific state, crouching, standing, or wait till the 7 seas align with the stars at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night, it's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
People want universal things, but right now, looking good here for Ending Walker.
He walked himself into a corner, right? Sweeped his phalanx and just threw him into the corner. I'm just wondering what ending this game's here right now. Enfold comes right on through.
Hang on. He did that on modern. Is it this thing? He let him jump over. He needs to come up. Is it this thing? No.
I've no idea.
I have to have a look at that. Surely. He's been doing a lot of scooting stances. I gotta say.
Right, if it's working, like you said, it ain't broke. Don't fix it. Oh yeah, lovely DP to challenge on the drive rush. Level 2. Yeah, and level 2. Yeah, of course, both invincible now. Beautiful touch there from ending. He gets the round.
Looking good here for ending Walker, especially he had a nail biting set against Dami God as well, so I'm pretty sure the blood is still kind of pumping from that situation before. Gotta get the Democaris into the charged heavy punch from the drive rush here as well, and look at that monstrous damage there.
She is so scary.
Bro, he can get another one.
He can get another one, yeah. Oh, he fakes that beautifully. Wow.
I think Ending Walker was expecting it as well. Not many people do that against Phalanx. Get the perfect parry there as well. So nice back and forth rally between these two. Gets the jab check there. Does Infectious.
Trader blows there. Beautiful jab check through. Not allowing you to apply any pressure for free. Charge buttons coming through as well on that Gladius. Got some serious work. You might even see maybe level 3 here. Yes, we do. The Goddess of the Hunt. Taking right to the corner as well.
Good call on that level 3. I think this makes a lot of sense because he's got an abundance of drive gauge to work with. He can feint a command if he wanted to, but he done a drive rush into the stand medium punch target combo. I'm not sure what Ending Walker was trying to look for. It said counter hit, so I think he was going to commit to something, thinking Infectious was going to bait him, which makes sense.
Absolutely low on drive bar already, but looking to apply some pressure from the get-go. Marissa doing the works. As he please, lovely solar plexus there. Let's start low forward. Looking a lot more assertive in this round here.
Just waiting it out here. He's got low health as well, so he can't actually be overcommittal here, Infectious, but he is going to charge up a Gladius and get the punish counter to try and turn things around here. Burnout, not dead just yet, and he walks into Hadouken, unfortunately, there. I think he wanted just a micro walk block, but it can be hard, especially at that extremely close angle. Oh, big. That's huge.
Lovely stuff. Excellent tech. Oh, yeah, looking for that solar plexus. A bit too out of reach there. And you get a nice sequence. A bit too meaty. The Enfold comes right on through to challenge those jabs right there. Sweet.
He's been doing a lot of OD stances. Like legit, he's been doing a lot of them, and I don't think he minds if he gets burnt out because he's still got the modern controls, and he's gonna get the right.
Oh wait, that's dead.
Get it? Not quite. It's modern. It's modern. That's why.
To get the scale in, 20%. Beautiful.
Oh no, he might be dead.
He? He's dead.
Wait. Hold on a minute. Oh my word. Okay, so well played in that game, but I tell you what was sneaky about that, right? So you can drive rush for a very long time. You don't have to cancel at the earliest frame possible. And a lot of the top players are very good at letting the drive rush rock for a little while and then delaying the overhead. That's a long start on that overhead, like what, 20, 21 frames?
Yeah.
Infectious, he stood still, he crouched.
He did, and he bit on that. Yeah, like you said, very much intentional there. Also pushed him into the corner as well. Fireball comes through. And a game of peace right now for both these players here. The Enfold comes right on through. The modern, you can see the modern damage on that as well, like how it is slightly scaled.
Nice command grab there as well, just to kind of maintain the space, control the distance. He has got a perfect parry on board, and he tried to do it. That was too much. I'm not sure if that would have worked against any of the high blade kicks there, but he's still got Ending Walker caged up, and he's got no drive gauge to work with here, Rusu.
Absolutely. Oi. Trying to bite something through. Excellent jab check.
That's a punish. That's clean. And is he going to go for the level 1 Shinku Hadouken? Can he charge up Denjin? Because he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't really charged up Denjin most of the time here.
No, he's close to the corner here. All right. Looking to apply some pressure. It takes a throw for his troubles.
Interesting.
Infectious actions at that point.
Yeah, I don't think Ending Walker was expecting him to commit to the target combo there from the, I think it was a 40 medium punch, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And again, gets to connect on that medium punch. So deadly. Excellent tech this time.
He's got to be careful of that tech for me, yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I got the micro walk back. Isn't it level 3?
Yeah, absolutely. Goddess is going to do a big chunk of health, and even though we're on modern, we're still seeing that health bar deplete so much.
Well, right, last time he said can hit. What's he gonna do this time? Yeah, and he waits. The both of them wait. Come on, grab it.
Oh my!
And Infectious actually sending Ending Walker to losers.
Well, comes right on through. All that experimenting in rank with those abundance of characters. And Marissa getting the buffs that she, I would say she deserves, but I don't think so. But
listen, that was job well done there from Infectious. Unlucky to Ending Walker there, but again, it's we saw a lot of jab checks. I think the stance, how often Infectious used that, probably threw him off a little bit there as well. Ending Walker kept it close. He had some very good perfect parries as well, but again, I think it was just the persistence. Like, Infectious has very good persistence in a fighting game. Obviously, I don't think people have watched him, myself included, people have watched him as much as they'd like to, but how he's kind of embraced modern, it's like when you watch him pick modern and see a character, it's like, yeah, that's something Infectious would do, like, because he had obscure strategies with characters in Street Fighter 5, and it's no surprise when you look at him, put it into context, that he'd do this here as well, and that's actually landed him in the top 8 winners side there, where he'll be awaiting the winner of Lex and Shaq. So looking forward to that regardless of the outcome.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, the match Reno is built up quite nicely right now. $97.50. Thank you so much to those that have claimed a code. Greatly appreciate it. But we can definitely hit that top 2 payout, of course, which is $100. And further on from that will be $150 for the top 3 payout. And of course, the fantastic talent that you're seeing tonight in UK Ireland, the best region in Europe, why I add, just rub it in and beat us a little bit. But, you know, I can't wait to see how this top 16 unfolds as well, because we've already seen the very first part.
Yeah, but again, like you said, we'll always be entertained. I'm pretty sure there's tons of people doing watch parties at the moment for the UK and Ireland World Warrior, but we'll see how this one pans out. So who have we got? We've got Quiggy and Zalis in losers. They're playing ISDD and Joker Jokes. Okay, that might be Mai versus Ed. Rapid versus Flawless Deku. Interesting. And then One Step Layered. Okay, One Step Layered picking the Mai. He's gone up against Scythe London. Whoever wins that will go up against Ending Walker. So this top 16, yeah, listen, you can't sleep on any of these dudes. And it only gets harder and harder to kind of maintain something. Because I don't know about you, but in this version of the game, I feel drive gauge comes and goes a lot quicker than it did before. And I mainly think that's because perfect parry before arbitrarily stopped offense a lot. But now I'm noticing drive gauge is just coming and going mad quick now. It might be just...
we saw some players I saw some players getting absolutely burnt out yesterday. They were just spending so much, right? And there was almost no consciousness of that. And I think you might be right about that. It's about managing your meter even more so now, because you're not going to get those perfect parries all the time. It's a bit more being preemptive about it as well, as expecting. Okay. Because sometimes, you know what, there's plenty of times where I've thrown out a parry and I've got a perfect parry, not because I wanted to get a perfect parry, but because you've accidentally got it, right? And that happens to all of us. But that bar gauge is really important. I think it's about managing it even more. We saw Ending Walker get burned out quite a few times as well in that set there. So, something to really consider.
You did mention people are getting burnt out a lot more. I think as well, within the 3rd year running, we're going to be 3 years into this game next year, but I think people understand what burnout is now. And I think some people are more comfortable. I know it's a weird way of saying it, but I think they understand like the situation when they're in burnout. And
burnout is when I did 4 World Warriors in a row in a week.
I think just picking up on that as well, that point Jam is right. Some people, they go straight on the offense because you can't afford to be defensive in burnout. So rather than taking the defensive stance, you go right into the offense and be quite relentless. Because you get rewarded, if you're in burnout, you get rewarded, right? For being offensive. You get your drive back faster. But either way, let's see. We've got Shax and Lex here to plan it out. And of course, Lex was the auto qualifier last year. Shax didn't do as well as he would have liked. He was just out of the cusp of top 8 for the regional finals.
Look at Shaq's name, by the way.
He absolutely won.
Oh yeah, listen, like, I've seen this name. He knows what he's doing, and that's why I picked mine. Mine's actually she's barely changed. a couple of normalizations here and there, but she's still one of the strongest characters in the game, I feel, and I think she does pretty good against Guile. Personally.
Yeah, definitely. And I think she just lost a bit of proximity guard, right? If I'm not mistaken, on the fan.
Yeah, you can walk
like
away from the fans now, but the fan's still forcing people to move, whether it's towards the corner or whatever. So.
Yep, absolutely. Kagura no Mai getting the installs, 2 stocks there.
I think that change is actually pretty reasonable, to be fair. The stocks won't come until the whole animation is done. Unhit. So.
I think the only time you don't get them now if you're hit out of it, basically.
Yeah, so if you're blocked, sorry, if you block the level 1, then she doesn't get the stocks.
Right,
which I think is completely reasonable.
Absolutely. All right, first round to Shax here, looking solid from the start, looking at low forward. And someone that used that hop change, right, the knee hop change with Guile was Lex that used it quite often. So I wonder how his game plan might change based on that now.
Here we go, going to use the flame stocks here. He's only got 1 stock left here, Shax, unfortunately, so he might have to actually fish for another Kagura no Mai if he gets the chance, though. But you can still use EX Kaichosen, but when we watch Lashar play this character, he doesn't rely on the fans as many other people do. It's a freeway in for 2 bars. But like I said, dry gauge is coming and going more often than it was before, and that is going to be game 1. He only needs level 1. He's only going to need the Super Art 1 for the Homura stocks. And that's going to be that for Shax there. So looking pretty strong here. And I know Lex has a Bison in the tank, but it looks like he's sticking with the Guile route.
Yeah, I remember actually Lex taking a WSO with his Bison. So, you know, he's definitely got that on stock if he really wants to, but going to have to stick it out with Guile now. He's tried and true, right? Throwing out these roundhouses. Did get a bit of a nerf, that roundhouse as well, mind you, from Mai. Still effective as ever, though. Beautiful touch. Keeps him locked in the corner. Tries to reach. Good check there. Gets checked with the flash hit in response. The DP to answer.
Perfect parry there, trying to get it as well. Now, I do think one thing that's really good about Mai, that a lot of people talk about, is they did tone down her heavies in some regard. It still works out here, and he's going to get the Ryu engine, the DP, to close it out. But yeah, if you're just persistent with the heavies, you regenerate a fair bit of drive gauge back. So, like, I'd say you could still abuse them to get drive gauge back. I still think it's pretty good.
Alright. Looking for some opportunity. Shax is actually on set point, mind you, right now. This is top 16 winners. This is for that winner side top 8. Sonic Blade comes into play. And I know that Lex has been playing a fair bit in America, so I think he might have come back recently. So got some experience on the other side of the pond, but how much would it help him?
There you go, and like checking it, stopping the arbitrary drive rush, stopping the buttons are coming in. I'm loving this lockdown or this shutdown here until that situation cropped in here. Good backdash on the throw because Shax needed that to build a little bit of momentum to get things started before he baited something or whatever, but Lex able to close that one out in quite a decent fashion there. Good block as well. So yeah, like situations like that, right? You throw the fan. If you block, you can walk away now, but people, they're still responding the way they did in the last version of the game. So it probably took a little while for them to see some proper counter strategies to the fan. You know?
Right. Here, looking for an opportunity for a touch right now. Playing it slow and steady. Only 1 drive bar right now to work with. Looking for a force burnout situation here. Beautiful jump back jab. Keeps him in check.
Look at the drive game situation. Like, where's it gone?
Yeah, gone like that. Gets a nice level 3. Crossfire, somersault. Big chunk of health gone just like that. Can do level 2 as well. Can Shax if he wants to go for the instant level 2, the free framer. Right through the sonic booms. We're here getting close to the corner.
I'd only do that if you need to get position advantage or you need to get the kill. Other than that, it's better if Shax preserves the bar, which he has done here. Good throw text there from Lex. He's in.
Dome. Boy, lovely stuff. I like this choice here. Big spend. Won't get the stocks, unfortunately, unless he gets a Kagura no Mai after this. But
no, because he's got no bar left. So right. I don't think he's gonna build 1 bar. We'll see. Pick up. That's huge.
Oi.
Try to shimmy. Didn't work out. Hold on a minute. 1 drive rush cancel will do it for the boys. And
Oh my god.
I get everyone.
Holding on for dear life right there. Excellent choice to jump there to get out of that corner.
What's hilarious after throw tech situations now is both characters, if they have a fireball, one of you's gonna jump. One of you's gonna throw the fireball, and one of you's gonna jump. You just don't know who's gonna do what.
Yeah. And feeling the pressure right now. Shax, unfortunately, lost a big chunk of health with those Sonic Booms coming his way. He has to chase the guy all right now. Big direct approach, but lovely sweep, very sweep from Shax there. Takes it to the corner. Oh my. And jumps right out of there.
Can you get another throw in there? Overhead. And he tried to do the ending walker with the double overhead, but Shax is going to stock up here. Get those flame stocks in business. Oh, I don't know if that was a DP and he missed the input because I think a stand meeting kick came out on his end and another jump here. I think Lex has gotten a bit comfortable with Shax's Kaitosin timings.
Absolutely. Level 2 now on Lex. Lex looking to take the set right now. Shax still playing Chaser Guard, so playing really quite defensive right now actually, if anything. Keeping him on his toes, making him make the approach every single time. Tries to dive, gets clipped with the flash kick and the throw to boot. Shax on the back foot right now.
Nice stand heavy kick. And again, he's actually been throwing the fan in situations where Lex has jumped. Shax has actually been able to get some sort of damage out of this. It's actually not been too bad. Perfect parry. I think that's it.
That should be it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
There we go. Crossfire somersault. Gonna take that game there for Lex. Really close set. I think eventually Lex just kind of really controlled the momentum of the fight. Shax just had to keep chasing him down. And then he kept escaping the corner for free as well. Wasn't enough to cross-cut him.
Yeah, no, that was a good point. I think after the first game there, I think we saw Lex kind of adjust accordingly, felt more comfortable. The only real damage Shax was actually getting was from the movement in response to EX Kaichosen. So when he jumped, to drive rush in, get a TP. Every time he went for a throw, either Lex backdashed or throw tech. So he mixed it up there as well. So sometimes he'd replenish drive gauge, sometimes he wouldn't, but he'd recover positional advantage, which is exactly what he needed there. So it's actually good situational awareness and spatial adjustments from Lex. So well done.
You know what else is covered?
The match arena.
Actually, the top 3 payout, because we got a $52.50 donation by JNF. JNV.
Thank you very much, JNV. I was actually contributed last time to kind of seal the deal for the match arena too, on the Northeast one yesterday. So greatly appreciate that. That's a big chunk of change right there that you've generously donated. But you don't have to stop there. You still can get some more dosh on that match arena if you're enjoying today's World Warrior for the UK and Ireland region. It's been great to see us complete it so early though.
No, honestly, shout out to everyone that's contributed today. Again, these players, they are competing. They're fighting for their lives. I literally mean that, and figuratively speaking, because it's Street Fighter 6 as well.
And for those millions, you know.
But now these guys put on a show, and they make sure you guys are thoroughly entertained. And like, we can all learn something from these guys, you know, with the way they play and their perception on the game via their gameplay. And just watching Street Fighter is always a treat there. So it will be Infectious going up against Lex in top 8 winners side. But now we are going to be moving down to... We're doing Broski versus Muscle Noob next, is that right?
We are.
Yeah, top to bottom.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so this will be an interesting one, because I'm sure, of course, they've run into each other in ranked a fair few times. It's about picking up on habits, and even like it's kind of a player matchup at this point, because, you know, you might be expecting certain things from your opponent. Broski, of course, the qualifier through the top 8 regional finals last time. So that'd be fun to watch too.
Well, I mean, he's in the Capcom Cup trailer, I think. He's in one of the trailers for Capcom Cup 12. Yeah. Him and Tokido. The match of him and Tokido. He was there. He's in the trailer. So he's looking to do that again. And listen, he had massive support last year. He looked like, his picture in Capcom Cup 11, he looked like a gangster out of Snatch. Is it Snatch? I think it was. The old British gangster film.
All right.
I think it was Snatch. He looked like a gangster, but with the jacket and everything. But it was funny.
Oh my.
Right, these two bump into each other a fair bit. I don't know how often they bumped into each other this version of the game, but like last season, like rank match on their own streams, they're bumping into each other a hell of a lot.
Let's see, he's bumping some noggins right now. Oh, yeah, beautiful low forward there. Being really effective at getting these low forwards. We saw that earlier from Muscle Noob.
So I think there's just certain changes people are trying to get used to, like they're trying to get climatized to. when Muscle Noob goes for EX Jinrai into level 2, people still aren't used to that because the situation greatly benefits him. It's expensive, but they're not used to it. The Jinrai change, the mind game is still there. Broski is one of the huge, proponents, or like one of the leading crusaders for getting Jinrai killed. I would as well.
Crusaders, you know, it's quite a.
There you go.
Oh, big touch right there. It's definitely a religious mission like that one. Lovely level 4. Might we see a level 3? No, he's going to go for Tatsu. Just regain all that space. Double dash. Does get drive reverse sword.
Drive reverses today.
Okay. Oh, level 3. Yeah.
It's not the cinematic. It's not the cinematic though.
DP. Yes. Another one to extend.
Oh, he tried to do low into. He tried to confirm into level 3. Must get his gauge back. He can still hold it down here because he's got full recovery on that drive gauge. Watch out. He doesn't what he wants to. He really wants to.
Oh! I love that. Enough of that. He's saying enough of that.
I think he really wanted him to throw the fireball so he could catch him somehow with level 2 or the Venomous Fang at one point. But
wasn't enough. Oh, yeah, and of course that is a tight cancel frames in that. In the Nightshade Pulse to go into that sinister slide. He escapes the approach in the drive rush, but low and drive out already is Broski, spending quite a lot here.
Yeah, nice stuff. You can first one of the night. At least one muscle move there anyway.
Lovely little throw in the corner, and still that poison is ticking away. Not as prominent as you think you might be, but it's definitely on the timer. Lovely perfect parry once again. Will we see a lovely string of reset into throw? I like that.
Chunking again there from Muscle Noob. I think he just wants to generate some space. Low on dry gauge. He's going to get burnt out, unfortunately, and that will be the round. Yeah, that will be the round. I like that he didn't try to use a Dragon Lash Flame and get the side swap and try and do something. Might as well preserve it and look forward to the next round. That is a viable strategy in this game. Just look forward to the future.
Absolutely, and I think you've mentioned in the past before when we commentated together, where level 3 is so important almost in that third round in particular. It can really be so game changing.
Trade. Couldn't get a pickup there, unfortunately, Broski. I'm not sure what button would have connected from that range there from the stand heavy kick trade.
That should be dead.
Around. Yeah, he's just gonna do his magic as always. Oh boy, the combo, the eternity combo, I like to call it, and that will be the cause of Yazi closing it out there and equalizing it for Broski. One apiece. That is what the scores on the doors will be.
Absolutely, and this is for a top 8 winner side, by the way. So you know they're fighting tooth and nail right now. I think either one of these guys could easily take it. Oh, big neutral jump into a lovely sequence here. Go for that approach. This big overhead. No, doesn't connect. Goes for the entrapment once again. I don't think he's even missed one entrapment yet.
No, I don't think so. Not to my recollection. And he's actually using it sparingly, so the chance of it landing is actually pretty high. Oh, he almost. You know, if that was anything else, but I think the timing threw him off there. Trying to get into, not take a throw, drive rush in, but lovely check with the jab. I've seen a couple of guys that use Shoto characters, they feel confident checking drive rushes with lights now, which is really good to see.
Yeah, we saw that earlier with Andy Walker as well on the VU. Right now, good touch. Goes to that lash, trying to get an attempt to make Muscle Noob buy it.
Drive rushes in, and he gets the successful throw bait because your life was on the line. And then it's looking like match point here for Broski. Trying to book his place into the top 8 here, but Muscle Noob, I know he's got something else to show us here, and he's just being more resilient on defense.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh, he almost.
Almost, not quite enough though. Looking for a low forward opportunity, and he gets there. Level 2 as well is an answer here now. Go for that meaty safe jump. Lovely. Perfect parry. No. Oh, I like to step back there to force the throw attempt.
Back throw. Yeah, okay. What's the setup here? Because he was close to the corner. All right. That looks fairly meaty. If he gets hit now, oh my god, he jumped an EX move again. Bro, this guy today has just been doing it. He's been jumping at such precise times. I don't know if he's like generally hard reading or hoping for something to happen, but I've just noticed it happened with Moz as well. The opponent does an EX move and he's jumped it. I love it.
Wow, such confidence. You love to see it. Level 3. Oh, beautiful anti-air with that heavy kick.
Bro, where's his drive gauge gone? This is what I mean.
It just goes. It just flies away. Honestly,
Where's his drive gauge gone? He can't do anything. Not much from here anyway. He's got to be careful. I think Broski's gonna firm it.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna firm it.
Oh no! No way. That's not dead, but it's really gonna hurt, and that means his drive-by is fully back in stock. He might get to go with that rhythm.
There you go. There comes the Nightshade. Throne is done.
Oh, something so simple takes him out. And a very good 2-1. Really good back and forth there, but Broski can a bit more unlock there. Must be moving into that loser's side, and that means I think he has to fight Joker Jokes, if I'm not mistaken. It will be.
It looks like it, yep. It looks like it. Joker Jokes versus Muscle. That'd be interesting. Ken versus Ed. But Broski finds himself in familiar territory once again with that World Warrior top 8 placement here. And again, I think like anytime you watch him against a Ken player, it can go relatively close or lopsided either way for Aki versus Ken. But that was some good stuff from both the guys. Again, Muscle Noob showcasing some of the changes I might need to like kind of laser focus on with Ken, especially that level 2 change. That's looking a bit more problematic than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's an interesting point that you made up on that -1, right? When he's in burnout, you're forced to burn out in -1. You can almost you basically can go force a trade or take your turn really in some essence.
Yeah, let me just double check that. Where's Super Art 2? Super Art 2. Yeah, -5 on blocks. That means it will be -1 in burnout. But because it's multiple hitting, right? So if the first part or the first couple of hits put you in burnout,
right,
the final hits, it will go from -5 to -1 because it wasn't the final hit that put you into burnout.
Yeah.
And that's something that's very interesting with multiple hitting moves in Street Fighter 6. So.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see who we got next on stream. Problem X versus Sonboy. Problem X, of course, you mentioned the Mai earlier. Has been dabbling with the Mai. There's also got the Blanca, of course, the Bison. Bison getting buffed, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, getting a few touches of love, but and with especially with the light Psycho Crusher, bit of an enhancement on that, I believe.
Yeah, there's a couple of decent changes here. Obviously, they nerfed Stand Medium Kick because it is a good poking tool, but I think they nerfed medium attacks across the board. Increase the knockdown time by 4 frames on medium Psycho Crusher, so you can use that in a couple of situations and get better situations.
I have news from the loser side. Rapid just eliminated Shaq's 2-0 and is now in top 8 losers.
Okay.
Okay.
He's very happy right now in the chat because he got 9th place 3 times last year.
Was that JP versus Mai? I assume. I'm gonna assume.
I assume it might be the case. Yeah, for sure. All right, so Rapid moving on to that top 8 and that loser's side. See whose reward will be. I wonder. It's going to be Andy Walker, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So Andy Walker versus Rapid will be in that top 8 losers round 1.
Wait, no. Because Andy Walker's got to fight one step.
No, he's beat him already.
Oh, is that done?
Yeah, it's done.
Damn. Okay, I thought. Okay, my thing didn't update. Damn, that was quick.
Andy Walker probably not too happy about losing out to Infectious there, but you can still make the run. We know how well Andy Walker can play, especially at the offlines, where he's been performing. And we've talked about how his placement is currently. We believe it's 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of the point standing. So, yeah, how many people qualify actually for the points? Is it?
I think it's the top 6. I think.
Oh, it's top 6. Okay.
I think so. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. So.
All right.
Now, these two used to have very good CPT sets in Street Fighter 5 when they bump into each other top 16 or top 8. So I imagine it kind of follows suit with this game here as well. But yeah, Sonboy sticking on modern Terry. I'm pretty sure Problem's been speaking about Terry as well in terms of what's been going on.
What's he been saying? Go on, enlighten us.
Well, it's more of like, just don't sleep on him. It's kind of like the agreed opinion of don't sleep on Terry, don't ignore him. I don't know if he's been experimenting with Terry himself. So.
I imagine he might have been, but the thing about Terry is I think most of us are kind of in that boat right now where we agree that he's kind of the sleeper pick. Oi. No sacrifice to go over that power wave, but looking to apply some pressure now. The modern course on Sonboy. The drive rush medium punch, enough to take him out.
Now, the thing is as well, I really gotta respect Problem's aggression in this game. He really knows when to dial up the aggro meter and like make sure you don't have enough time to breathe, especially if it's the plus frames as well. Because as long as he puts Psycho Mine on you, pops you in the corner, it doesn't matter about how low drive gauge he's got, because he'll work with that from here.
Oh, throwing out a few buttons there. Oh my goodness. The knee to the neck.
Oh, there,
That's
he's
it.
done!
Yeah, lights out, sweet dreams.
He's done. That's going to be game 1. And this is the interesting thing now as well, because a high-low parry, so it might be a little bit more annoying to try and perfect parry or see the overhead coming, because he can do drive rush couch medium kick into back fist combo and enhance the pressure or the damage from the Psycho Mine. Or as I like to call it, its new name, the Purple Dynamite.
Purple Dynamite, oh, okay.
Oh, you almost got him.
Love a bit of purple. Oh, I love the bait there from Problem. Really save. Love that. Good. Might be getting a few more bites out of Sonboy if that's the case. Oh, okay. Goes for the throw. Gets lovely tech though. Gets the corner for himself now. Level 1 wake up. Yes, he does. He catches him. Nico's Nightmare. And one. Oh, alright. Drive rush sweep. Alright. I know Problem likes a good sweep though. I have to point that out.
Oh, no, listen, when he needs to get a knockdown, he'll go for it. And again, capitalize off of the modern reactions there with the Devil's Reverse, trying to bait something out. Nice delay on that crouching medium punch from the frame trap. Quick burn. Air to air. Yeah, he's not. Sometimes he's not sure if rising tackle will do it. So it's like air to air jump medium. Good choice. Big damage.
Yep.
Big damage. He's gonna go for a different layup here instead. Bust the wall. Is
Was
that
it
gonna
not
do
the
it?
kill? I don't think
No.
so. The slither. Careful now. Oh my.
Do you know what? This is what replay takeover's for. I'm gonna look at that later. I think he could have killed, but I think he was being a bit greedy.
And will greed cost him? That's the question. That's plus. Fighting pressure now. Reaching. Excellent. The modern comes through on the DI attempt. Plus the wolf. The round for Sonboy.
And you know what's interesting about that scenario? So Problem X likes to do raw DI a lot, just to kind of throw you off, because people expect buttons into DI. He'll just do raw DI. But Sonboy's got modern, so Problem's tactic of just trying to surprise you is not going to work against him.
It's not going to be as effective, absolutely. Level 3 will be spent. I like this choice actually. You recover that drive-by. It's a big spend. You're going to get what? 55%, 50% damage. You're in a very good, advantageous position right now.
Drive rush in. Just waiting for a drive rush cancel here from Sonboy, but he needs to make sure it's a safe one that he doesn't burn himself out. But he did burn himself out just for the back throw here, Ruzu.
Absolutely. Looking for that roundhouse. The side crusher escapes the corner, however. Big cross up. Might actually do some damage here. I'm not sure he can kill, but the pressure is on now. One more touch. He's in chip territory. Yeah, exactly. It goes to the light side crusher. Works wonders. The modern not enough to check in there. And a very good set there for Problem.
Yeah, good stuff. Wasn't deterred by the modern controls. And again, he stuck with the game plan. And he said, look, I'm still the oppressor here. I know Terry has substantially changed for the better. But it's like, I still have my offensive capabilities. And I can still actually apply a ton of pressure there. So he actually was sticking to that. The only thing that really worked out, or could throw you off probably, was when he did Buster Wolf and modern reaction and he lost the round for it. But even then, he was in a very good position to kind of control the scenario entirely. So good stuff there to Problem. You also see as well that there was 2 occasions where Sonboy's uppercut missed. And no one likes it when their uppercut misses in this game. I still think like crosscuts especially are a bit untrustworthy.
I get what you're saying with that for sure. It's the reliability behind them, right?
I mean, they work for the most part, but it's like you don't. There's sometimes the angle is just like, I don't know if this is going to be a good idea to go for the DP and if I'm going to get it to crosscut or autocorrect. So you try to do the parry and you have to do backwards and parry. Now you can't just press the button. You have to hold back and parry. So, but we didn't see Sonboy do that at all. I think he's more reliant on his DP.
So we have one more game before we start top 8. We're going to loser's side for one game. Top 12 losers. Joker Jokes versus Muscle Noob.
Oh, okay. So we are going to show that. Okay, cool. I thought they were playing. All right. So that's interesting.
So Joker Jokes, of course on the edge now. Had a Cammy. Still got Cammy you know, you could still well bring out Cammy. But Ed, an interesting choice, getting nerf hammer after nerf hammer. Still considered quite strong, still considering how strong his normals are. I just wonder. I think this is really good placement for Jojo because he's really, like, still a Jester, he's very active, not very active, right? He's on and off. I know he was at SFL last year, but maybe a little more active than Jester. And Muscle Noob, of course, regularly playing, so I think it's quite important one for Muscle Noob, perhaps more than Joko Jokes.
Well, I do know that because I speak to Sengan a lot. Shout out to Shoryu Sengan. He said him and Joko Jokes having a little competition as to who can get to 2000 MR first, which is pretty funny. And he actually is close to 2000 MR with Ed. But it looks like it's better. Yeah, it looks like it's better to go with the Cammy here. Much more familiarity because Ed is still a recently new project for him. I believe that's what he referred to Ed as. But nice perfect parry with the Dragon Lash immediately. Okay, we're on smoke today. All right.
Yeah, and Cammy gonna come through, of course. The thing is now, wait, Cammy got a few changes. What was that? Spin knuckle conversions as well. The juggle,
yeah,
I think.
Got, new juggle capabilities off of spin knuckle, I think, in certain combo routes, something like that.
Yeah,
they weren't like massive changes, to be honest.
No, but it can lead to some instances where it'd be quite advantageous. I saw yesterday, for example, something to kind of consider. Or reaching, that actually might be dead right here. Yaku gonna come through.
Doing the magic. But yeah, I think more so with Cammy, the perfect parry change is probably more beneficial because when she knocks you down normally, meaty crouch fierce or throw, right? So you have to do backwards and parry if you want to call out the crouch fierce. And most of the time, she's getting a lot of mileage from regular throws, and she'll sit back and wait for you to kind of see what's going on, you know? Wow. Okay. That was literally on my man's toe. That might have made a hole in his shoe. You might have actually turned Ken homeless with that dive kick.
Damn. It's toe hanging out and everything. We need to get that repaired by the cobblers. A throw loop. Oh yeah. Reach in. No DP there. Just checks the jab.
I wonder if he was looking for Muscle Noob to commit to the DP and it goes the wrong way, because that looked like a very delayed light DP. Oh, sorry, light dive kick. Sorry, that looked like a very delayed.
Yeah. I think we just saw a slight change of character there. We might be seeing some of the ads. It's tricky. It's not top 8 yet, so you haven't got another game to dabble with. You got to make the choice here and now. And I think if you've been the most consistent character you've been playing with is Ed, it makes sense to kind of play with the current character that you're kind of really playing or investing the most time into.
Because of how universal this game is, the system is, I honestly agree with you there in terms of familiarity. I just think you've got to stick to what you've been playing, because most of the time these interactions are strike throw and it's player to player decisions. So sometimes, I'm not saying the character is irrelevant because you're piloting the character, but I think it's more so how you read the situation as opposed to what character is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it absolutely does. Absolutely does. Perfect parry on there. Occasion there for just Joker Jokes. Finding some good pressure. What's the string of pressure going to be? Nice little follow up. Yeah.
Bro, he's got some strange combos with that new kill rush into the flicker into the kill rush now. They look pretty cool. He's got a tight combo in the corner as well. A new one.
Keeping in check. Low forward. Yeah, lovely.
Back could jump away as well, and he's going to throw out the Psycho Cannon. Which version of it was it though? And you know what? He did go for the light version of the Psycho Cannon just in case something happened, and Muscle tried to jump just in case of a different version, but he actually jumped into his Doom there, so that was very fortunate there for Joker Jokes.
Yeah, indeed. Big Dragon Lash snap kick there. Dragging him forward. Choice to grab, but he jumps right out of that. Go for it a little. Yeah, alright. Slack uppercut, perhaps. No, just a perfect parry. He's got a few of those coming right on through on the interactions with here. Must have thrown out these kicks.
Hey man, he's another player we've got in the UK that's actually pretty damn good with their perfect parries, Turkey Jokes. Ending Walker is still one of the best, if not the best for me, but okay. I guess. Yeah, sure. I mean, we can go with that. There you go, get the fireball, get the drive rush cancel there. Another jump away there from Joker Jokes, trying to safely close out this round. He's still got EX Psycho Uppercut to use if need be, but still just firming it. Oi! Okay.
Yeah, very nice. And that's going to be... Yeah, it's like a storm right there.
Do you know what? The confidence and then the composure to walk under and then try and go get the jab for the punish counter on the landing frames. In situations like that, it's not easy. Especially if you don't know where the opponent's going to end up in the corner when they jump at you. You could have jumped into... Sorry, you could have walked into a jump fierce.
Absolutely. Oh, lovely tech there. Recognizing that. Attempt to throw. Low on drive bar here.
Forward throw. He's almost burnt out here, Ruzu. He's not looking good, and he got hit on purpose to kind of preserve that drive gauge because he needs it. But unfortunately, the next situation said, I'll take it from you here, and that should be the round. He's going to build Shimpu Jinrai, but he might not actually need it. No need, no super meter built. Match point here for Muscle Noob.
Gorgeous stuff right now. Looking to deal the deal here. Level 2 on deck for Muscle Noob, but Joker's not too far from that either. You can easily build 3 bars of super in a round. It's a matter of when you spend and how you spend. Boy, the snap. Oh, the thunder kick doesn't actually come through there.
He spent bar there. Not enough damage, but the position... Oh, this works out. Okay, this makes amends for that combo he did earlier because it wasn't enough damage, but the positional advantage is huge here. Slight life lead, and he is going to go for the Psycho Chamber, and Muscle Noob is actually still alive because it's not the CA version, but either way, I'll take this.
You know what? That reaction was phenomenal. I love that. Buffering behind that is exceptionally ready, and he catches with the fierce to the gums. That's a round apiece. We're in the final round of this set. This is for top 8 loser side. Still first to 2.
Is it going to kick him in the ass? That's the problem. And he's going to get a conversion into the Psycho Flicker and into the Blitz. There we go. New stuff here. Building that momentum. He needs his Joker Jokes. This should have been the character from the start.
Absolutely. Looking so much more assertive and actually stronger, really, as an overall pitch. Of course, he's tying things up here. Level 3 for Muscle Noob. Might be a big spend if he gets a chance to spend it. And right now, Joker Jokes looking for an opportunity. Excellent throw into the corner. Pushing him in there.
Good challenge there into the medium Blitz as well. Try to catch him delayed buttons here, but he gets another clean hit on the ground or even a jump in. That is a punish. That is a clean punish there. He's not going to build Psycho Cannon just yet. He needs that bar.
Absolutely. Close on it though. Muscle Noob forcing the issue. Low on drive bar. Parry once again. That should be it. That should be it.
He's got a chance to flicker.
Oh my.
Oh, not yet. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. This is huge. Hold on a minute. Still tense here. These are tense waters we're swimming in.
Absolutely.
Oh no! You salesman.
Wait. The snap kick checks him with the jammers. That was so close.
Yo, what the hell? That.
Oh my god.
That could have been make or break. And I know for a fact Muscle Noob did DP into super when he
absolutely did. Yeah. Oh my god. My ears are shambles. My face, hands on my face all the time. Sometimes you just can't look. You just can't look.
There are situations in this game, and I've seen it with Maya a fair bit. There are situations in this game where you try and set up certain scenarios where you think they're going to jump into it, and it's like, yes, drive rush, DP, we're good.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't hit, and then you're like, oh, we're not good.
Oh, it's a bit of a heartbreaker for Muscle Noob, that one, because I think he was expecting to make top 8, really and truly, but Joker Jokes, phenomenal showing of Ed there.
Look, he should have gone with Ed from the start, but I can understand for familiarity reasons and probably more of a... it's probably safer to do. It's like, I know Cammy way more. He probably hasn't played Ed versus Ken as much as he'd like to. But
right.
It's like, I do personally think it's like, yes, matchups do matter, but you investing the time and the hours into your new character, it supersedes like, oh, this matchup might be better on paper. Just stick to the Ed.
All right, so see Sengen in the chat there. There's no excuse. Tell him. Oh, is that true? Stick to Ed.
Yeah, I just think it's probably a better idea to stick to the Ed. And look, it paid off. He had to come back with the Ed, but it's been I don't know if he's been having more fun with Ed than Cammy. He had a really good Cammy and showed off some really cool stuff, but it seems that he's like more expressive with Ed. Maybe the
Well, I think that certainly was the case. We saw that there in that set, right? When eventually saw a lot of aggression in his play, and even like kind of reactions are just kind of on point, right? I definitely concur that thing. But there you go. Joker Jokes makes it to that top 8, and I think that with our top 8 now for the very first UK and Ireland tournament today. So that means Joker Jokes will be on that loser side versus. Oh, let me just check who that is. Who's he waiting to fight?
So we haven't actually.
Sonboy and Quiggy.
I think we're still waiting for that. We haven't actually confirmed
Yeah.
what it's gonna be, but we'll wait for that. In the meantime, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, EU Northeast already happened. The first one happened yesterday, but number 2 will be happening this coming July.
Next week.
That's next week. Damn, that is next week. That is next week.
And payday, that means next week for me as well. Fantastic.
Sure, no problem.
And next, or not next, but EU West. If you're part of the EU West region, make sure you get signed up for that. That is tomorrow. Sign-ups close 12 o'clock on the day for CEST. Just get it done.
Sure, just get it done. The link's down there below. start.gg/SML-WW25- Germany 1. Oh, hold on a minute. I thought we were talking about World Warrior EU West a minute ago, but I just looked at a different link. Okay, never mind. World Warrior Germany number 1 is happening this weekend as well. Saltmine League is taking care of, I think it's
4 regions.
Four, is it 4 regions? Okay,
Yeah.
4 respective regions.
Yeah, EU West, EU Northeast, Germany, and UK and Ireland. So very privileged here at Saltmine to have all these lovely regions and you get all the excellent content. It's more for us to spectate and to enjoy, right?
Yeah, for sure. And don't forget, like you said, it's standard CPT rules. So first to 2, all the way up to.
I've news from the loser side. Quiggy eliminated Soundboy 2-1 is now in top 8 losers.
All right, so that means Joker Jokes will be his opponent there. Andy Walker versus Rapid on that loser side. And in that winner side, Jammers, we've got Infectious versus Lex and Broski versus Problem X.
This is interesting because Infectious, obviously, he's a name that hasn't been in the top 8 for Street Fighter 6. I think this is the first time, as Ritus mentioned before. Lex, Broski, Problem X, Ending Walker, Familiar Faces, Rapid. I think you guys have discussed it before. He's always come 9th, so he's always been the bridesmaid and never the bride. So now he's in the top 8. But again, sometimes you got to be very careful because it's like, yes, I'm finally in top 8, and then you go out first round. That's what you don't want.
Well, you got Ending Walker as your opponent, so
listen,
say that he'll lose, but
Yo,
it's gonna be tough.
Lane with the 10 gift subs. Damn. And what you should do is actually telling everybody at the top 8 to start retweet this, okay? Everybody retweet this. Let everybody know that top 8 is starting in a couple, like seconds.
You're giving out yesterday's link, right?
wait, what?
This is not yesterday's link. Oh, it is.
You're fired. But anyway,
Wow.
No one share that one. Share that one. Sorry. No, happens.
I'm not saying anything. What was that? It happens.
now say it again. No, I want to hear you say it. No, say something, Jammers. I want to hear it.
It's almost
Tag team. We're a tag team here. Come on, we got. I finally got someone to help me out a little bit.
Listen, you're only tag team because I'm speaking. That's it.
I speak up yesterday. What do you mean? I speak up yesterday.
I'm trusted with 4 region. I never do anything wrong. Okay.
Is that right?
Sorry, my headphone cut out. Can you say that again?
Yeah.
No, I didn't quite hear that part. My headphone literally, like, the wire messed up a little bit. I couldn't hear. I heard I handle and then you stopped. I didn't. What did you say? It's not gonna.
I got entrusted with 4 regions. I never do anything wrong.
We had it here first, Capcom.
Cool. Do you wanna say that into the? I got my phone recorder. Do you wanna say that into the mic real quick? I can put my phone up at the front so you can say that there. No, I'm playing.
Oh bye. But of course, you can't catch all the regions here, or the 4 regions anyway. Not all the regions, but very privileged to see. All EU regions, right, and how much talent we see. Like, it's such an abundance of players that we get to enjoy. And I love seeing some new shining stars come through. Sometimes we catch some new players on the way and they start to really kind of like Magic Couple, for example, yesterday. Someone that kind of only played 3 times in tournaments. He said he entered 3, but he could never make that top 8. Cracked top 8 for the first time. And people that also develop over the year. of that space time.
Watching the growth over time, the culmination or the cultivation of their skill. That's actually a very good point as well. But again, if you want to catch all your favorite EU players, Saltmine League is the place to be for these World Warriors. You'll see them all, like Ruzu said, in their respective regions. So we're going to have Marisa versus Guile. I believe so. Yeah, Marisa versus Guile. We saw that earlier today with Jester Power. So we're going to see that again. Broski versus Problem X. Okay. That'll be interesting. I'm curious to see who Problem will play there, actually. Ending Walker versus Rapid. Ree versus JP, I assume. And Ending Walker loves a good parry. But because of these new changes, I'm actually curious to see how Rapid will play that. And then Joker Jokes, Ed versus Zangief will probably be the best call.
Yes, most likely. I know Quiggie's been playing a bit of Rashid, shall we say.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, dabbling. So it's nice to see a bit of a secondary. Oh, your eyes lit up there. Go on, tell me more. What do you think?
No, because I'm like, hang on a minute. How has a Geef player gone to Rashid? How does that work?
I mean, you tell me.
I don't play Zangief. I don't play Rashid.
I mean, Rashid has a tornado, right? And Zangief does the tornado spin. So.
Oh, I guess tit for tat. Right, Infectious, of course, on the Marissa right there. We'll get the name swapped in a moment. Thank you very much, Rikus. Alexa on the Bison this time around.
Okay, actually, you know what? I do like this pick because you can actually be extremely impressive, and I think a lot of people, they don't necessarily sleep on Lex's Bison. I don't think they've seen enough of it to be familiar with his playstyle. And I don't know how often Lex and Infectious have bumped into each other in online play, just in general. So this is actually going to be a very interesting set for us to kind of learn about both these two and how they handle and adjust to each other, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Or the Enfold comes right on through, catching nice chunk of damage there. Another one perhaps? No, a throw.
Play tech. And that's the thing. So this was interesting with characters with the command grab, right? Because some people might delay tech, and then the reward is you get the drive gauge back. But if it's a command grab, well, you don't get it back. So you can't take the command grab. So... Oh, no, that's unfortunate there. And Infectious capitalized on the whiff throw, and he got the conversion from the drive rush cancel.
Indeed. Gladiator's coming through. Oh, the instant check. We'll not be having that.
Dude, his reactionary style, he's got this like healthy balance of reactionary style because of modern and what buttons he's trying to check drive rush in situations with. And then he always goes for the kill anyway. Like with the aggressive buttons, the charge heavies, because some of them have gotten better now. So this is a really good balance for modern Marisa that Infectious is showing him.
Yeah, for sure. Level 3 on both sides. Oh, it catches that completely with scissor kick. Bit too antsy with that, I think. Infectious instantly checking that and gets the first game.
I agree that it's antsy, but you also have to remember as well.
Oh,
bear in mind all the times that Lex was doing scissor kick. I don't think Infectious tried to punish it at all. Like no light kick, no.
Yeah. Is the stream fine, chat?
So.
Yeah, hopefully it's okay.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. My point was.
Go ahead.
Infectious didn't really punish scissor kick, so you can keep doing it. But then what he did was, I'll let you do it and I'll whiff punish it instead of trying to block it. You know?
Yeah.
Classic spacing tactics.
Lovely.
Go back to Guile.
I think I don't know if it's a bit early to say go back to Guile, but you know what? Is of course he's tried and true. He would consider his best character, of course, but this one would be the tricky one for Guile players, right? A lot of people would say that.
It's annoying, but Guile, I think Guile's still super strong, but the thing is, if Infectious beats his Guile, then he's in a really big predicament because it's like, okay, do we go back or stick with the Guile? So you need to see how it unfolds.
Absolutely, waiting ever so patiently here. Got the life lead, don't have to do very much. More about the reactions right now. Looking to make the approach, instant check with the jab into Demetrius. And a flash kick to bite back. Low on drive bar, level 1 on both sides. For a step.
Look at that, he's just waiting for something. I think he's waiting for like a crouch medium kick or a heavy kick. Just trying to whip punish it there, Infectious. But he gets the counter to clip on counter hit.
Oh my god.
Some sort of sequence into the Enfold command grab and he takes the round there. Hey, listen, he is on smoke today.
Wow, he's definitely doing some hard work right here. Absolutely exceptional. And with the Marissa, mind you, know. Of course, climbing the tier list, shall we say, with her recent buffs, but modern on that to boot is another thing to consider. Good anti-air, and Lex is exceptional using that stand media kick as an anti-air. Really, really effective tool for him.
But look what Infectious is doing, right? Just because he's walking backwards and forward, he's actually making Lex change from Sonic Boom to more Buttonsy, which means he's actually taking more drive gauge from Infectious. I think Infectious is just shaping up something so he can get a big hit in at some point. I don't think it will be a jump, but...
Yeah, well, the Phalanx close the gap, but still not much happening here. Level 2, we saw the meteorite through projectile earlier. Not in this set, but early on for Infectious. Yeah, beautiful clear. What you got? Gonna charge?
Okay. He charged a Gladius. I think maybe that was to blow through the EX splash kick, potentially. Maybe.
No, level 3, gonna conserve that.
Because he probably wouldn't have killed with the scaling.
Yeah, absolutely. Nonetheless. Lex gets around, and I think the thing is we both get to carry on into that final round. And I know you mentioned it plenty of times before, the level 3, the importance of having that in the final round in particular, because it can really be the game changer.
Gets the target combo, gonna drive rush in. Good blocks there from Infectious, just walking away. Long drive gauge at the moment, so I think Lex is gonna try and take advantage of that.
Oh my, the enfold and the, yeah, scoop into the enfold.
Look at that, he's almost burnt out. I think he's gonna react to a boom. I think he's trying to react to a boom with a level 3. I could have been wrong there, but it looks like Lex is gonna get a conversion anyway.
Still got that opportunity, you don't have to necessarily be in the drive bar status to react with the level 3 or the 2. Excellent tech there, conserves his health bar. Drive bar was already back right now.
Whee! I like that, and that was an immediate response. You know
the
what?
Conversion.
Yes, this was beautiful because literally not a split second ago, the previous situation was bazooka knee, jab trade. They knew that. He went for it again, and he risked the parry. And the thing is, Lex is actually very good at identifying when he can kind of sneak in a parry based on how you challenge some of Guile's space normals. He's very good at doing that.
Absolutely. Oi, conversion, the Sonic Blade, the Sonic Cross comes right on through, parrying to bait a response perhaps. Back fist. Nothing comes off that though. The drive bar is depleting, and there's a lot of patience in this set right now, you know. It's finding opportunities and capitalizing where you can.
Boy, there we go, and he walks away as well. Gonna get the conversion off the new change. Punish counter jab into the back heavy front. There, that's what he wanted before. Yeah, that's what he wanted before. So when you saw him do that charge of Gladius and Lex did nothing, I think that's exactly what he wanted before.
Oh,
and it looks like it works.
Works a wonder there because he gets around. Game piece as well right now. Crazy.
I think he only introduced that tech because Lex will do wake up flash kicks in numerous situations, and when he gets scared, the command guard comes out, and we're watching Infectious's anti-Guile tactics actually unfold in front of our eyes in real time. It's actually really good to see.
True. Yeah, holding parries. Go for the dry rush approach and the overhead doesn't connect though.
So, chat, Infectious actually is not appearing out of nowhere. He also entered last year, he just never made it that far. No?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I think he's invested a lot more time into the game though, and I think a lot more experimentation has been happening as well.
To the average player or viewer, they haven't seen Infectious for a long time. So, and, now and because people watch top 8s, they're seeing Infectious. Like, oh my god, he came out of nowhere. Like, okay.
Well, now you have seen him. He's performing out of his mind right now. That was gorgeous, Jammers.
I need to check something. He's whiffing that button. He was whiffing that button way too much.
Check it. Oh my god.
Have they added recovery to crouching meter punch? They haven't, have they? Oh damn it. They haven't.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say right now.
I don't know how much recovery it's got, but that was brilliant anyway.
I'm running out of breath here. Oh, the freeze by. We'll give it a moment. Playing catch up.
Spectator freeze.
Spectator freeze, hopefully. There we go. We're back to
outside of first Sonic Boom.
No, he's not. He's not. He's absolutely. You know what? Even though Lex is looking a lot more comfortable on Guile, it's still not enough at the moment for him. Infectious is completely controlling the momentum right now.